Welcome in 98.5, the Sports Hub of Joe Murray with you tonight all night long, baby. We are on YouTube, everybody. Come on and join us. Have a watch along with us. We're the only place in the city that is live and local. And if you want to hear some local sports talk, this is the place. And the phone number, 617-779-0985. Yes, the Red Sox and Yankees are playing game one of the wild card, and they are threatening. There's some threatening going on. We'll tell you all about it. We will keep you posted. This will be a watch-along. I'm going to basically have takes. I want to get into the lineup and the Giolito stuff and how Crochet's pitching tonight, and we got lefty-on-lefty situations happening. We're here for it all night long. We got Patriots stuff. We'll talk to Doug Kyed from the Boston Herald. Matt McCarthy is going to join us post-game tonight, so we'll get his reaction to the Red Sox stuff. So we're here with you all night long. We got you. We got you covered. We got in or out. We got the musings. We're keeping the show on track. But, of course, we're well aware of the Red Sox being in the playoffs. Again, the phone number 617-779-0985. And our opening take is presented by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential and commercial plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning, day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. Well, Red Sox and Yankees, here we are, everybody. The game has been on now for just about an hour. The first pitch was at 6:08, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead right now. The Red Sox threatened. They had runners on second and third base, and they put Jarren Duran in the lineup tonight, and he struck out with leaving runners on base. So they had a choice tonight, and there was a couple of them, and we talked about it this week here on the show. Masataka Yoshida is one of the top 5 hitters in baseball in the month of September, and he was benched tonight. Benched. I understand against a lefty, you want to go with the Ref Snyder and Romy Gonzalez, but now there's Sogard in the lineup and others. So that's my opening take. This is what you do when your best pitcher is on the line and you're on the road in a playoff situation and you're playing guys that are 4A players. I understand why they're doing it. It's the reason probably why they're here. The platoon has worked. It's worked all year. But in this situation, I know you want Jarren Duran at the plate. He's been very good in this spot, but he struggles against lefties. And they decided to go against Abreu, and they decided to go against Masataka Yoshida. And here I am, leading off the show, questioning it already. Because this is what baseball is, right? This is what we loved about baseball. When you go back to the last 25 years or 20 years or so, the mixing and matching, the lineups. Yeah, you can go with analytics, whatever you want. The Yankees ace is on the mound. The Red Sox ace is on the mound. The Red Sox have been able to hit Max Fried this year. They've been able to do that. And in his career in the playoffs, Max Fried has struggled. So you would have thought at least put a competitive lineup out there to attack him. I don't like what they're doing. Don't like the way it's starting tonight. It's 1-0. And, of course, one reason why I didn't want to see the New York Yankees is because of that damn ballpark. And that's exactly what happened. Trouble. Garrett Crochet has been known to giving up home runs, and he gives up essentially a home run in that ballpark to Anthony Volpe. So 1-0. That's how it starts. Max Fried just got out of a tough situation, striking out Jarren Duran. But I question the lineup. It's something I think about. It's something I'm looking at, and just didn't like it. Again, it's not one of the other guys that struck out there. It is one of the main guys here. But I had a bunch of stuff on Garrett Crochet that I wanted to share going into this one. Stats, facts, it's how we roll here on the night show. Just to bring up Max Fried versus the Red Sox for a minute. He has started 3 games against the Sox this year. An 18 in the third innings, 1.96 ERA, 22 strikeouts. But the Yankees were 1-2 in his starts this year. In his career, he's 3-1 with a 2.37 ERA and 40 strikeouts in 5 games. So these are the strikeout numbers he has had against the Red Sox in starts this year. 9, 7, and 8. For all you bettors out there, the over-under in tonight's game for Max Fried was 5.5 strikeouts. As we sit here now, Taking a look at the game, it's in the bottom of the fourth inning. He just got a strikeout in a tough situation, and so far Max Fried has 5 strikeouts. He's literally at the number. I'll give you the Crochet numbers in a minute here, but he's rolling right now. And looking at Crochet's pitches, he's got 55 at the moment. Crochet, 3 1/3, 3 hits. The 1 earned is that home run. Does have the 4 strikeouts. Now, these are the numbers I wanted to go over regarding Garrett Crochet and the Red Sox. The Red Sox went 23-9 in Garrett Crochet starts this year. They won his last 7 starts, but they went 4-0 against the Yankees this season. In those 4 starts, this is his strikeout numbers: 9, 7, 11, and 12. So the over-under for strikeouts tonight was set at 7.5. Taking a look at it, Garrett Crochet just sat down another guy, now has 5 strikeouts on the night. We got ourselves a pitching duel. Max Fried, Garrett Crochet, it's happening right now. Both guys, 5 strikeouts through essentially 4 innings. We'll see what happens the rest of the way here. But, favorable numbers for the Red Sox. I feel like the Red Sox, although we're underdogs tonight, they opened up plus 118. I think it was right around plus 113 before the first pitch. So some money has come in on Boston late. You're getting your pitching. But my take again is when you have your best pitcher on the mound, you should want to put out your best lineup. I don't think the Red Sox are putting out their best lineup tonight. They're down 1-0. They're capable of coming down. They had the most comeback wins in the league this year. So it's still early. Crochet's still on the mound. He's still going to keep them in the game. All that's true. I just wish that when you looked at the lineup tonight, you made a decision on Masataka Yoshida, and their decision was to bench him. And I just don't necessarily agree with it. So this was the lineup for the Sox, in case you're just tuning in. They went with Ruff Snyder at leadoff, Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, Gonzalez at first base. So Romy Gonzalez at first, Narvaez at catcher, Nick Eaton's in the lineup, Sogard's at second, Raphael in center with Duran. But you had no Nathaniel Lowe, no Yoshida, no Abreu. How is that your best lineup? So you can blame me later on. If they come back, score 4 runs, 5 runs, they win the game, and it's all the guys that have hit, or it's Nick Eaton or Sogard with the big hits. I'm just telling you right now, I think it would be really hard for me to take Masataka Yoshida out of the lineup the way he has been hitting of late. He's starting to get hot. He's a good teammate for sitting and understanding the situation tonight. But Nick Eaton, Sogard, that's your lineup in a playoff game? When, by the way, you lose tonight, you got Brian Bayo tomorrow. You might not even need a third pitcher. We'll get into that coming up in just a little bit, because that one's now become very interesting. You need this win tonight. You should have your best lineup out. I get it's what's worked this year, but I don't want to see Sogard and Eaton in the game against Max Fried. And I know they're lefties. It's not the best lineup. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. I got numbers for you. There's potentially a starter named for Game 3 if it goes that far. There's a lot on the line tonight for this wild card game. Generally, the Game 1, it means a lot for series. We'll get into that. And I got some more thoughts on Lucas Giolito. We've been talking about it every night. Now I'm starting to, somebody else sniffed in it. Now I'm starting to cut it open. Someone cut the cheese, and now I'm biting. So we'll leave it there. 617-779-0985. I see our friends in YouTube chat as well. Jump aboard. Again, opening take presented by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential, commercial, plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning. Day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. We got Red Sox. We got Yankees. We're live and local here until 11 o'clock. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
98.5 The Sports Up. I'm Joe Murray. We're here all night long. Watch along with us. We're live. We're local. You can interact with us on our YouTube channel, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Just go to youtube.com. People in our chat are already asking, where's Rafael Devers? It's funny because, wow, they traded the Yankee killer. That's right. That is right. He always did well against the Yankees, but I'm not going there tonight. Come on. But I am questioning the lineup. Nick Sogard? I know he's got a hit. I apologize, Mr. Sogard. I apologize to you. Nick Eaton? Are they both Nick, by the way? I don't even know.
That would be Nate Eaton.
Nate, that's what I'm trying to say. This is the lineup tonight against the Yankees with your best pitcher on the mound? Out. Sorry, out. Now, I can't blame Alex Cora, even though he's the guy we should blame because he's the manager. But I bet you this is an analytic thing. Do I have to tell you about Masataka Yoshida September? The guy who called in and said, why is he even on the team? That guy? Do you know he batted like .330 in the month of September? And he just started hitting home runs. But no. Must-win game in the playoffs. No Masataka Yoshida. How about Abreu, your best power hitter? Best outfielder, maybe, arguably after Rafaela? How about that? How's it going? How about it? Where is he? Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's early. Maybe it's a slow build. But when you're down 1-0 to the Yankees in that stupid ballpark, this is the first place I go. The lineup. Who's in? I don't even know the guy's name is Nate. I called him Nick. How do I know? Now, he has done some nice things, but to me, if this is the way they're going to do things like they've always done, I bet you there's a lot of support for that. But this is why I'm here. I'm here to be critical, and I'm here to question every move like I have done for the Boston Red Sox for 43 years of my life. Now, let's set up a situation. Alex Bregman is at the plate with runners in scoring position. This is a big situation for Mr. Bregman. I've been very hard on Mr. Bregman. But is there any player with experience that you'd rather have in this situation than Alex Bregman? And quite frankly, he did have a hit earlier, right? And, he's in a big situation right now. And runners on first and second. Let's see what the Astros hitter can do. Former Astros hitter. Well, he grounded out. Weekly. And they're out of the inning. So there you go, everybody. Your $40 million man with runners on first and second base with 2 outs. The $40 million man who had the sniffies, guys. He's the sniffies. Oh, the sniffies. I make $40 million and I have the sniffies. This is what happens when you're down 1-0 to the New York Yankees. This is what we question. This is where it ramps up. This is why it's Boston. This is why there's a pressure situation. And that's the guy that gets paid to come over, bring the veteran leadership. And since Roman Anthony has been out of the lineup, he's the guy I've questioned day in and day out. And in a big situation, he did not come through. Game's halfway over. It's a 1-0 game right now. New York Yankees freed 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 79 pitches. Now, I think he's probably got another inning or 2 in him. Crochet, if you look at it, has 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, the 1 home run, 63 pitches. So, if we're talking about what team probably goes to the bullpen first, I think it would be the Yankees. If the Yankees do go to the bullpen, that's when you'll probably start to see some pinch hitters. Abreu, Yoshida, maybe Nathaniel Lowe is an option at some point. And that's where I think the Red Sox might have an advantage in this game is, those matchups, those situations against their bullpen tonight. So, bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 game right now. I wanted to just bring up a couple of things regarding the wild card round and how important this game is. Since the game, the three wild card or the 3-game wild card's been announced, what was that, 2022? Did you know that the winner of Game 1 has taken every single series? There's a 12 series as a sample size. Whoever's won Game 1 has won all 12. That's the importance of tonight. And the Joe Murray research team checking in, watching along with us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub and on YouTube. In Garrett Crochet's 32 starts this season, the Red Sox were 18-2 when they scored the first run of the game. So that would be 18, that would be 20 games. So what do you think the record is when they don't score the first run of the game in the additional 12? Any guesses, guys? 18-2, Joe math. That's 20. That means there'd be 12 games when they don't score the first run. What's their record when they don't score the first run?
So you're saying out of 12, I'm going to say 3-9?
5-7.
All right, a little better than I thought.
Better than your 3-9. But facts, history, stats, in this type of game, when Crochet's on the mound and the Red Sox score first, they're 18-2 this year. Now, it's still 1-0. Nothing to panic. Just wanted to bring some stats and facts to the old program. That's what we do here, right? I don't believe in all of the win the first game, you win the series stuff, but there's a trend there, right? Trends are made to be broken as well. Streaks are made to be broken. My number one critique right now is the lineup. And at some point, all right, so the top of the lineup's been through the lineup 3 times now, so 3 at-bats. So Romy Gonzalez will lead off, then Narvaez. Would they pinch hit for Eaton or even Duran for that matter if they get a runner on base because Fried's pitch count will be going up? Does Aaron Boone look like a garbage pail kid? He's got a look to him, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know the cards, the garbage pail kid cards? What it would be like swoon for Boone? I don't know what
Boone or bust.
Ooh, well, I like that. Boone or bust. Skaz, any what you thought? The lineup? You cool? You're fine? Because, here we are doing a little bit of a watch along. My job is to be critical, and I feel I am very Nick Sogard?
Yeah, we were going back and forth in Slack earlier today. I thought you needed Yoshida and Abreu in the lineup just because Yoshida's been so hot, and Abreu's one of the very few power guys on this team. So I don't get the. I know Jarren Duran's probably going to be out there, but he's been awful. He's looked lost in his at-bats tonight. Rob Refsnyder, I get the lefty thing. Like, he's hit lefties all year. Sogard, I know he's had a good month, but hasn't Yoshida had a better month? Hasn't he been better the last 2 weeks? So, yeah, I mean, you're telling me the Boston Red Sox are back in the playoffs, great. But if you're telling me the Boston Red Sox are back in the playoffs and their lineup consists of guys Eaton and Refsnyder, it's just, it doesn't feel like a Boston Red Sox winning playoff lineup. I'll say that. Not that Yoshida and Abreu are any great shakes, but I'd feel better with them out there.
All right, I'm just critiquing. Hey, if it's a 0-0 game, I'm like, all right. The lineup's fine. Tomorrow there's a lefty going too, right? Don't you feel as I think Duran is probably better than I give him credit for, but at the same time, do I think they could move on from him? I do. Does he put up some numbers that are impressive, meaning like one of the only guys in history to have triples, home runs, stolen bases, and all that stuff? Yeah. But in the long run, though, I think I would rather the Abreu long term. I would.
Yes.
I know Yoshida's working back and he's not a great outfielder, but I prefer him at DH. And I would probably put Refsnyder out there. Who would play left field in that situation? It would be Refsnyder. If it was Abreu and right, yeah, because you'd put Abreu and right. I'm not opposed to benching. Jarren Duran is approaching Trot Nixon versus a lefty. Trying to speak in Red Sox terms, Trot Nixon really struggled against left-handed pitching. And it was so bad that, like, Gabe Kapler was just automatically the right-handed hitter, you know? Like, it's just what it was. Or Millar would get in at bat every once in a while. Like, that's how bad it was. But they found a way, right? They did it. I know you want Duran out there. I know he's a big part of this. He can't hit lefties. And the further you drop him in the lineup, I don't think it helps the lineup. You're better off with Abreu. Probably you're just better off with Abreu. The Yoshida thing, he has been a good pinch hitter. I'll give him that. I even think Abreu's been decent at his pinch hitter, right? I think Duran could give you more off the bench in a game like tonight. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. Feel free to react to it. We're live. We're local. Don't go anywhere else. Duran is the 2025 Trot Nixon. Yes, Serge writes. Yeah, I did say that. That's correct. Well, anyways. It looks like some of the old Red Sox pitchers struggled today. I guess Nick Pivetta was dealing and then turned into Nick Pivetta again. Is that true? That's what I saw. All right. Well, let's get a break here. I'm still keeping an eye on... Okay, Garrett Crochet went over 7.5 strikeouts. Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. This is why you do the analysis, everybody. And why you look up the numbers. 8 now, not... Is that 8? Boom!
That was number 8, I believe.
Boom! Cash those checks, baby! Print that slip. Cash it. As we go to break, I'll give you the score right now.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Well, the Yankees, they have a 1-0 lead right now over the Red Sox. Top of the 6th inning, Garrett Crochet, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 81 pitches. Did give up a home run, though, to Anthony Volpe in this one. It was a short porcher. I was on the Crochet over. I thought Crochet over pitchers, strikeouts today was the way to go. I started breaking down some Max Fried numbers. I think I gave those to you. Right now, Fried is at 6 strikeouts, so he went over his 5.5. So both pitchers tonight went over their strikeout numbers if you're betting on the game, so congratulations. Cheers to everyone who has. But Fried is starting to approach 100 pitches. I believe right now he is 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 93 pitches. The lineup this inning was Romy Gonzalez. Carlos Narvaez is at the plate. He has 2 walks. He's had a pretty good he just walked. All right, there we go. So Carlos Narvaez. Now, this is the question I brought up, Skaz. Nick Eaton, or is it Nate? Nate Eaton is at the plate.
Nate
Dogg and Warren G. Nate Eaton. Nate and me. The J to the OE. What do you do here? Pinch hit? What are they? Who is that? Is that Eaton again? Yeah, so Eaton's at the plate. I was trying to bring up some sort of when is the scenario. Now, Eaton's a right-handed hitter, which I understand, but Duran's on deck. Does Duran get the at-bat if this thing continues? Now, I will say this. Narvaez is going nowhere on first, but Fried has a hell of a move, huh? He's good. And the Red Sox were in on him, right? They were in on him. Playoff experience, I believe, with the Braves in the past. He had 20 appearances in his career. But he has struggled. He has been a struggling playoff baseball pitcher. Tonight he's doing well, but he's starting to get his pitch count up. He's at 96, and he's getting erratic now. All right. The bullpen is warming for the Yankees. He just walked. He's been a little erratic. He's missing on that changeup. So I thought he dropped a curveball in there that should have been a strike 3, but he just missed on the corner. So he just walked 2 guys. Nope. I thought he just walked him. No. Okay. He is all over the place, Fried, right now. If I'm Eaton, I wait it out. I think he's going to walk him. We're live reacting to the game. Jarren Duran is on deck and has a bat in his hand. Runner on first. Yeah, Eaton forced one there. I thought that was ball 4. Whatever. We'll get back into that. But a pressure situation right now for the Yankees. And I'm looking at our friends in chat tonight. Igor says Fried is done after this. I agree. He's fading fast. Arms falling off, says Chuck Olson. Make him keep throwing, says Gabe. Nick Eaton, Eatin, says Chuck. That missed strike was an insane pitch. I thought it was a ball. Personally. That's where the ABS wouldn't have called that either. Which I'm in on, but it did have some great velocity. But we're still in that pressure situation. Eaton at the plate. Eaton at the plate. And he is struggling, Max Fried. I will tell you that right now. And double play. Fried's done for the night. Great job by him. Standing ovation. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 99 pitches. He's done for. But may I just say, this is why I don't want Eaton at the plate. Did you see where the second baseman was when he hit the ball? In Eaton's defense, he hit it right up the damn middle, which is what you want to do, right? Where did they play him? Right up the middle. I know it's hard with your catcher on base with a lefty on the plate to get some sort of jump to kind of get him to move a little bit over there. They played it perfectly. Like the scouting report's out on him. Hits fastballs right up the middle. They played it there. Got the double play. Bing, bang, boom. So Jarren Duran will lead off against a right-hander. Maybe now the rest of the lineup here, you'll have Raffaello. You're not. Sogard, I'd pinch it. Who would be the first guy? It depends probably if there's runners on base. You could go Nathaniel Lowe because then you could move Romy to second. It's probably your move. We'll see what happens here. But Crochet coming back out, 5 innings, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, 1 home run. So a lot there to get into as we're awaiting. We're going to talk some Patriots coming up in just a little bit. You can call in, too, at 617-779-0985. On our rundown here, I had Patriots take on Buffalo this week. I had this epiphany earlier, and I threw it in our Slack channel. Is the Patriots' identity this year, if they don't turn the ball over, they're good? Seems kind of easy, Skaz, right? Don't turn the ball over, you'll have a chance to win the game. Like, we've been talking about their identity. Is the Patriots' identity, don't make mistakes, don't turn the ball over, you win?
Keep it simple.
Kiss. Keep it simple. Stupid. But is that their identity? If they just play a clean game, they got all the pieces and the coaching to get it done. Is that their identity?
I think it's a little too broad to be their whole identity, but I think that's who they're trying to be this year, is a team that limits turnovers, plays clean football, fewer penalties, all that, which is just them, playing good football again. I heard Reese today on the station a couple of times say, like, wasn't that nice? Wasn't it good just to see good football for the first time in a while? Like, we haven't seen that out of the Patriots in a while, so I'm looking for more of that, them just to play cleaner, better football. An identity, I don't think you build an identity until you start winning more games, and then we can find out about, like, I think Sunday's a huge, huge game. I think it's a huge game for Mike Vrabel. His offense, played well last weekend. The Panthers didn't really do anything, but the Bills are a completely different test. Christian Gonzalez is back. I want to see what the defense looks like against a real opponent this weekend.
Agreed. Full transparency, I think Buffalo's going to roll them. Now, the week still has to continue, and we'll find out injury reports and, who's inactive, who's not. But the Patriots' offensive line was not tested last week. And I think they are going to be tested on the road in Buffalo. Do they go back to Wilson at guard, even though Ben Brown played well there? Like, I have a question on that one. But to me, I think that this is a offensive line versus defensive line type of week. I know it's so easy, right? Game in the trenches. But Josh Allen's going to do his thing. James Cook is going to do his thing. They're going to find Khalil Shakir. They're going to find Keon Coleman and their 2 tight ends they're probably going to throw at you because last week the Patriots struggled against tight ends. So get ready for it. But when I tell you it's a game of trenches, can the Patriots' offensive line dictate the game? And I'm going to say no. Now, I don't think Buffalo's defense is great shakes, but up front, man, they got some players. And I think it's part of their strong side. Their strengths are their defensive line. I'm not saying they're the best or anything like that, but, I mean, they're in the playoffs every year. They're consistent. They draft well. But if you look at their depth chart, this is their defensive line. Now, they are dealing with some injuries. Matt Milano is out. Ed Oliver is out. But Daquan Jones is someone they got from Carolina. Greg Russo, former first-round pick, right? Joey Bosa can still get after the quarterback. Like Terrell Bernard. These guys are still good players. They've drafted a ton. Deion Walker had a sack last week. A.J. Epinesa can still make plays around the defensive line. But they still have Tre'Davious White out there. Christian Benford's been really good. They drafted Dorian Strong, who's made a little bit of an impact for him. I just feel like their defensive line's very strong and deep. Now, Oliver Milano being out, they've been able to overcome it. But Deion Walker has made a huge impact for that team this year. And again, 3 sacks last week. Epinesa, Walker, Bosa. That's what I'm concerned about for the Patriots this week. Can their offensive line go toe-to-toe with that defensive line and defense of Buffalo? And I have my concerns. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. a lot of Patriots stuff. We're going to talk to Doug Kyed coming up in a little bit. We'll get his thoughts on the Patriots. We'll cut that one up and put it on YouTube so you guys can watch that later on tonight. We got our eyes on Red Sox and Yankees right now. Garrett Crochet hit a little hard on some deep balls at warning track power, but did get out. Right now, it is Crochet versus Aaron Judge. We'll give you the result of that coming up after this. I'm Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Okay, but for those, you would have loved to have had a camera on, but we just did. So tomorrow I'll be on the Off-Air Show with Mike Felger. And the man who curates the Off-Air Show is Jake Seymour. Jake wrote an article today on 98.5thesportshub.com regarding some of the Celtics changes that are ahead. But the Yankees brought Max Fried out to start the inning, to start the seventh. And Jarren Duran was at the plate. So Boone used Fried for one more at-bat, which I questioned.
Why? Not if it was Jarren Duran.
Exactly.
I think I could strike him out right now.
Yeah. But did you see what happened, though? So Jarren Duran at the plate hits a single to the first baseman, but it was a little further behind the bag, I would say, a little closer to like seeing eye single. But with a speedster on the bag, the pitcher has to get over to first base, right? So Duran or Fried, who'd you say was faster, Skaz? Who would you say if you'd have bet?
I would have to imagine Jarren Duran is faster.
Plus, like one's running sideways with a glove, the other is running straight.
Well, for most of the 90 feet he was.
Correct. So when Jarren Duran did not beat out the ground ball and the pitcher beat him to the bag, I'm yelling about it, but Jake Seymour gets up out of his chair pissed. And it was funny because I'm sitting there like, come on, beat it out. And Jake's like, you're faster than it. What's going on? It was just funny. It was
smelly.
Funny. It was funny. It was smelly. And Duran is Trot Nixon.
Yeah, the most Duran thing ever too, sliding head first into first.
Just run the bag. Maybe you hit the pitcher. No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that. It does happen, though, Skaz. You run through the bag. Here it is again. They're showing the replay. Run through the bag instead of sliding it first. That was stupid. If he runs through the bag, is he safe?
No, he was out by quite a bit.
Okay. So the desperation was to look tough with the slide in a stationary base at first.
Who knows?
Who else slides at the first base besides Mike Greenwell? I'm throwing out some real throwback names today. You know who Mike Greenwell is, Flo, back there? I don't even know if he knows. Trot Nixon, did you watch him play, Skaz? You know who I'm talking about?
I'm well aware.
Okay, I just want to make sure when I
dirt
say
dog.
Mike Greenwell slid in the first base once, people know the reference I'm talking about. The Red Sox are frustrating me already, and we're not even an hour into the show. Well, let's talk to the people. 617-779-0985. Eric is in Freetown. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Joe, what's going on, bud? First off, love your reactions to all the games live. It's great.
Thank you. It's authentic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is my
It
feelings.
is authentic. I know. And secondly, sounded like you had the 9+ strikeouts. I just want to congratulate. I hit on that as well.
Thank you, sir.
Whoop, whoop. Yep.
Boom.
All right. And thirdly, just wondering if you had any thoughts about the upcoming Bruins season. I was watching the preseason last night and wasn't really a fan of Jeremy Swayman's game. But that's really it. And fourthly, on my way out, going to grab a Jeter right now, Joe.
Whoa! Yeah, thanks, Eric. I know you. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks, man. Jeter, you know about the Jeter Skaz.
The only Jeter I like, Joe.
Jeter. Jeter. Not Derek. Yeah. I love when I get people I meet at dispensaries who call in. And it's like a subliminal message. Love that. Bruins, we worked the game last night. I would suggest not losing in a shootout. Didn't they do that last year a couple of times?
I think that's a good suggestion.
I just don't lose in a shootout.
No, I can co-sign that one.
Right? Just you want a hot take? Don't lose in a shootout.
Losing in shootouts, bad.
Oh, but they get the point. Like, I wonder what analytics thinks of that.
Oh, boy.
Get the point, though. Did we look and see who the guys were who were in the shootout last night? Should we dig into that?
I believe Pasta went second.
Oh, Pasta didn't score in a shootout?
I don't believe so.
Is it okay?
It was old friend Darth Vader there at net, Dan Vladar.
May I say this? That after Pasternak scored the overtime winner in a playoff game, I stopped the no Pasternak shootout goal. So I would just retract what I just said because it's old takes exposed. I was exposed for that take. We have Ra, R-A-H, Ra, on the line with us in Chicago. Ra.
Hey, gentlemen, good evening. Shout out to the great city of Boston. Haven't been there yet. Just would like to touch base on the whole Duran sliding the first base. You know, if he hadn't been chewing his fingernails so much in the dugout, maybe he would have been able to eclipse that one. Go Boston Bruins, and I appreciate the commentary. I'm a big-time fan of you guys now, so best of luck.
You're in Chicago,
future.
bro?
Chicago, yes, sir. Cubs got a big win today. They're putting runs on the board.
I was going to ask, are you Cubs or White Sox?
Well, I bleed White Sox because I'm a real baseball fan. Everybody goes to Wrigley to get trash, but the Cubs are playing good baseball right now. Can't deny it.
We have a friend of the show, Sam Pejanovich from Chicago.
Very interesting. Yeah, I'd love to go check out Boston one day. Great history with the Bruins.
Yeah.
You know, how about the Celtics? I hate that Tatum's out this year. That sucks.
Are you a CM Punk fan?
CM Punk, not familiar with them. I like the song Boston.
Oh,
you know?
Dropkick Murphys, you mean?
Yeah, but I'm a Chicagoan. You know, us Chicagoans, we're a little bit different.
Yeah, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right?
I actually went to high school where the director produced that movie. Yes, sir.
Well,
Indeed.
Well, dude, my buddies own a card shop right across from Wrigley now called Card Vault. Go check it out.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like a plan. But thanks, gentlemen.
Appreciate it,
enjoy
man.
your evening.
We're here every night on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Peace.
Take care. Thank you, Chicago. What else reminds you of Chicago, Skess? Deep dish pizza?
The Blues Brothers.
Ah, okay. Uh-huh.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa, that's right. That's a good one.
The Bean.
The Bean?
Yeah, that's like their. Everyone goes to Chicago and takes a picture with the big silver bean there. It's like their artwork or whatever.
My good friend Carlton Fisk, who I had surf and turf with over the summer, and told him that his team was a bunch of losers. And
Oprah?
Oprah, Chicago.
Jim Gray's friend.
Zelensky, I make car parts for the American working man. The show The Chef. I was telling...
The Bear.
The Bear. The Bear. The Bear. I was telling Jake about The Bear yesterday. And how The Bear is very... The Bear is kind of like your life. You like food, but you hate everybody that tells you how to do things. And then you got to pick up the pieces when they leave your life. Anything else? Well, there's more going on with the Red Sox. Have they pinch hit anybody yet? Let's see. No. So Sogard is up. All right, Sogard's 1 for 2. I'll at least give him that. Jesus. All right, we'll tell you what's going on after this. We'll get the headline here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Type Studios, WBZ FM and HD1.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Beasley Media Group Station.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, well, how about Nick Sogard? Here I am crapping all over him all night long, and he's got a hit now to put the Sox second and third. And who is coming to the plate? Who? Masataka Yoshida, the hottest hitter in baseball. Third hottest hitter in baseball. Who? All right, we got ourselves a ball game, everybody. There's really nothing else going on. Headlines, they are brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining. Drains by James. Slow drain, clog drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray. We'll have more after this.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today.
Get people to motivate them. Like I was saying, how crapping all over Alex Bregman the last few days, hoping, he'd get going. But I really meant it about Sogard. Like, I really wondered why Sogard was in the lineup today. And Alice Cora rolled the dice with Sogard. And boom, second and third, big hit. And Masataka Yoshida with a pinch hit. 2-run single to put the Red Sox up 2-1. Masataka Yoshida, where are you callers who wanted him gone? Where are you? 617-779-0985. Where is he? Where's the guy? Where is he? Where are you? Aaron Boone, you sad face man. I am excited for the Red Sox, huh?
It's Red Sox-Yankees,
Look
baby.
Look at River over there.
Rivers.
He hasn't sat
jumping
down
up
since
and
he's
down.
gone there.
Yeah. Check on Luke.
Now listen, you can crap on me for my Sogard take, but you can't crap on me for my Masataka Yoshida take. I'm happy for Yoshida. For real, dude. Yoshida's battled, man. He had no preseason whatsoever, no spring training. He couldn't even throw, dude. They never played him in the outfield a year ago. He's been regulated to being a DH. He couldn't hit home runs. He struggled. They benched his ass at times, but they stuck with him because they had to. When they lost Roman Anthony, it gave them the opportunity to put Masa at DH. And I'll give you the numbers. I pulled this up the other night from the Ringer. Who had this? And oh, by the way, just another pat on the back. I said they had to get Max Fried out of the game to get to the team. Now they can kind of mix and match a little bit. I saw this the other night. Brian Barrett had it. But when it came to batting average, batting average over the last month of September, Masataka Yoshida has been one of the best in baseball. And I want to say he was the 5th best hitter. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, Yoshida had a strikeout rate of 6.5. It was 2nd in Major League Baseball. What else did there was something else I saw about him. But this is the hottest guy on the team, and they benched him tonight. I questioned it. But you know what? He's one of their best pinch hitters. I question Al's core a lot. Sometimes I think it's because of the analytics. Worked tonight. They got Max Fried out of the game. It worked.
Yeah, you got to give Sogard credit, too, for getting to second. You know?
Yeah, on the because he could have taken the turn. It was a close play, bang play, but he slid face first,
aggressive,
took the good turn. You're right. I don't love the Sogard move, but you know what? 2 hits tonight. He's made an impact in the game. Do you think they take him out now? Like, do you think they do that low Romy second, or like here? Crochet's still in the game, right?
He was getting hit hard in the bottom of the 6th
94
there.
94 pitches.
I don't know, yeah.
So,
how confident are you in Bayo? That's kind of what it comes down to.
Here's the question. Not even that's guess. Would you go Whitlock 7th? This is my thing. I think I'd rather Crochet to go 7th. Have Whitlock warming. The thing is Slayton your 7th inning guy, or is it Whitlock?
I'd love to leave Whitlock for the 8th, but in a game like this, and I think it's like 4, 5, 6 coming up, or 3, 4, 5. I can't remember. Maybe you do go to Whitlock in the 7th here.
I go Crochet with Whitlock warming. That's what I do. Coach Joe. Manager Joe. Sorry. Manager Joe.
You got the uniform on?
Yeah, I would rock a uniform.
What number would Manager Joe be?
00.
The Chief.
Yeah, I can't take numbers away from the players. Are you kidding me? Would they let me have 2 zeros, though, in baseball? What number is Wally? Oh, he's 97.
Come on, Joe. You're a P1 Wally guy. You should know that. You're going to get him in the Hall of Fame.
All right, you know what? After years of not liking Wally, you're right. What? That dude Weaver sucks, huh? They got rid of Fried for Weaver. That's how to eat Weaver. Weaver Dino Nuggies. In on that. 2-1 Red Sox after the Masataka Yoshida RBI 2-run single. What are the Red Sox doing with the bullpen? I'm scouring my Twitter right now to see what's out there. One man that I can tell you, though, who has thought it was doom and gloom was I was reading Dan Lifshatz.
No.
He goes, remember when Max Fried, the Red Sox got outbid for him? He was.
Lifshatz is also, and I give him credit for this, he's a big reverse jinx guy where he'll kind of, try and get it going one way, which I'm a big fan of as well. I like that move.
Lifshatz was a mentor of mine doing that.
In the reverse jinx,
I was just trying to do it tonight. Okay, can I bring up Alex Bregman again?
Please.
Big situation. Up 2-1, runner on first. Can he extend the inning here? Can he extend the inning? And I know he's got the sniffies.
It's tough, Joe. It's that time of year.
Yeah, the sniffies, the allergies. Maybe he didn't take his air conditioner out of the wall. I don't know. Do you have an air conditioner in your new house, or is it the good stuff?
I got the good stuff, Joe. A little
man.
central air. How are you?
What a loaf of a swing this guy. He doesn't have it.
There you go, Joe. How bad is he? Yeah, talk it up.
This loafer. He's made the playoffs 9 years in a row. I'm not an Alex Bregman hater, but man, is he underwhelming, huh? Just so underwhelming. I hope I talk so much crap about him that he helps. Does this guy in the Yankees want to throw the ball? You ever know how long this guy holds the ball? This is like worse than Dice K.
Especially after watching Fried and Crochet just deal for
just
6
give her the
innings
ball and
straight.
throw
Yeah.
Got ourselves a nice. See, I like the watch along, Skez.
Some people don't. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like Naz was like, yeah, well, unfortunately, this is. I love the watch along. We're going to talk to Doug Kyed coming up in a little bit.
I just say Yankee Stadium, not as full as I would have, thought.
You know why? Because they wouldn't allow Red Sox fans to buy tickets today. How Bush is that?
Very Bush League.
So what? Now, I mean, they can't even come to Red Sox Fenway.
Does how long this inning is taking factor into if Crochet comes back?
I think it might have to. Does it help him, though?
I don't think so.
Like, he's at 94.
Yeah, I say you're done.
If you leave the guy who got you a 2-1 lead after 7 innings, considering your Game 3 scenarios, he's not pitching Game 3. Crochet's not pitching Game 3.
No, I believe Alex Cora hinted that it may be Connolly early.
Connolly early, exactly.
Which I'm in. That's what I said last night. That's who I'd go to.
It's
not that matters, but
yeah. Well, do we just get a walk?
We got a walk, Joe.
Alex Bregman extended the inning with a walk.
Good at bat. Took a while.
So now the 6th best hitter in the month of September is at the plate. Oh, they're pinch hitting.
Who else, Joe?
Lovon. So this one's questionable to me. May I question this?
Please.
They're going Sogard defensively rest of the way. I don't know if I'd go low. Hey, listen. He could go deep. Lovon could go deep right now. He almost did. He almost did. So let's remember this one later on tonight's cast. 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. They pinched hit Romy Gonzalez for Nathaniel Lowe. Now Romy has struggled tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Spike Lee. Remember that one. We got a commercial break here. We might as well take one too. We're going to talk to Doug Kyed, he of the Boston Herald, and we'll tell you on the flip side if Garrett Crochet is out on the mound or if the Red Sox have gone to the bullpen, and we'll talk some Patriots. We'll do that coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening.
ground out to get out of the 7th inning. Absolutely fantastic outing by Garrett Crochet tonight. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts on the night. Gave up the 1 home run, exactly 100 pitches. For Garrett Crochet in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series on the road in New York. Right now, the Red Sox lead 2-1 against the Yankees. So, we said to have a little bit of a watch along with us tonight. We're mixing in some football as well. We'll have full reaction to the Red Sox-Yankees finish tonight. But since we're in a break and we're in a new inning and the Red Sox have the lead, why don't we talk a little Patriots with Doug Kyed of the Boston Herald? And he joins us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Doug, how are you tonight?
Joe, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
How's your TV? I saw that on Twitter you were having some issues, and I will back you up. We were having issues here, too.
It's much better now at this point. Usually you figure that those issues will happen when you're streaming, like when you're on the app. I've got a cable box. I'm still having issues, but it's good now.
Good to hear it. This is a good time to talk some Pats because they're anticipating Buffalo. But last week was, Drake Mays talked about getting Steph Diggs more involved in the offense. Was it about giving Pop Douglas less reps and Stephon Diggs more reps? What were your thoughts on Diggs being more involved last week?
I think part of it is that, Drake May kept saying that he wanted to get Diggs more involved. Diggs said that he wasn't going to ask for more targets. He was happy with whatever food was put on his plate, and he got a big helping this week. So I think that's probably what we can expect moving forward. More reps for Stephon Diggs, more targets for Stephon Diggs. He's their best wide receiver, so this makes sense. And it seems like he is getting more comfortable within the offense. He's getting more comfortable with that knee. So I think that all of that just combines to get him more targets. But yeah, Demario Douglas saw his workload reduced a little bit. We'll see how that goes moving forward. I know that Vrabel was hyping up some of the blocks that he had, so maybe that earned him some more reps here. But I do expect a ton of Diggs moving forward.
What'd you think of the motion, the play action that happened this week? I feel like Mike Vrabel has been challenging Drake May and offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. I thought it was a big part of the win last week, but was that because of the opponent or something they want to add to Drake May's, utility belt?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably, again, a little bit of both, but I think it's always good to modernize the offense. I think it helps out Drake May a lot, and I think it helps out the offense in general. So that might be influence from other coaches. We heard the answer this week where Mike Vrabel was asked about working with Josh McDaniels, and he said that a lot of guys are involved. Todd Downing's involved, and Thomas Brown's involved. And early on this season, I think it was Evan Lazar asked Josh McDaniels, how about using some more emotion on offense? And he said, some of that's just kind of window dressing, but now they're using it a lot more. So I think that can be influence from other people within the building. That can be Josh pushing for it. That could be Drake pushing for it. But overall, it's only going to help the offense. It's only going to make them more efficient, and it's only going to help out Drake May more.
Talk about the Patriots' offensive line. I didn't think there was much to give an analysis on. Because it was pretty, right? I mentioned the misdirection. Sometimes the Panthers would just follow it, right? So I didn't really have a breakdown. I know PFF had some pass blocking efficiency metrics, which were pretty positive. But what did you see? And to me, when they play Buffalo, they're going to see Epinesa, right? There's no Ed Oliver. There's some guys out, Matt Milano, you name them, but there's still guys there who can make plays. Joey Bosa, you name it. I think that this is the week where they're tested. I'll ask you this, though. Do you think they go back to Wilson, or did you like what you saw from Ben Brown?
I think they'll go back to Wilson when he's healthy, but I think that you can wait until he's fully healthy just because Ben Brown did look good this week. And, I'm with you. There wasn't a lot of the true pass sets in that game against the Panthers. I think there was only 8 that PFF charted. And yeah, the Patriots offensive line looked good on those 8 true pass sets, but it's not the biggest sample size. And that was a Panthers team that already was bad in the pass rush. Then they've got 1 sack all year. Now I guess there's 2 because Drake May ran out of bounds for a 0-yard gain. But then they were also down both their outside linebackers. So really not a true test against the Panthers. But honestly, heading into the season, some people thought this offensive line was going to be so bad that even the Panthers could give them trouble. And just the fact that they've kept Drake May as clean as they have. I think they're 4th overall this season in pass rush efficiency metrics. So they're doing a better job than I expected them to do, and a lot of people expect them to do this season.
Andrew Callahan's checking in. Of course, your colleague over at the Boston Herald. He wants some Pats chat, and of course, we'll do some Red Sox. I do have a Red Sox question I'll get to you before we let you go.
Absolutely.
But the Red Sox lead 2-1 right now. Yeah. They got a runner on first base. Tonight was like a watch along, Doug. So you're hanging out with us.
I love it.
And we appreciate you joining us. Just a couple of more Patriots stuff here. Are they on track? I heard you on the Patch chat saying that you think the trajectory is now. I worked with Matt McCarthy over the weekend for postgame, and he said the same thing. Like, wow, they're on pace. Do you feel the same way that the Patriots are maybe on the pace that we thought they'd be on?
I think if anything, yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. They're what people were expecting early on in the offseason. Then I think that some of those expectations got lessened a little bit after we saw them over training camp, after we saw them in some of the joint practices. And now I think you're back on track there. And yeah, just talking about the trajectory, like they'll probably lose this week to the Bills. They're 7.5-point underdogs, so you can't expect them to win that game. But you'd think they're going to be favored against the Saints and Titans, could very well be favored against the Browns and Falcons. And not to say they're going to win all of those games, but if they do, if they get out to a 6-3 start, I think that's better than anyone probably would have expected. And then they've got some tougher games coming up. But yeah, I feel like that gets them back on that trajectory now after this one against the Panthers.
What did you think of Christian Gonzalez's performance?
I thought he was fine. I think he looked a little rusty at first. But I mean, anytime that you allow 2 catches for 31 yards in a game, you're doing pretty well out there. And I know that the 2 catches were first downs. Ted O'Rourke-McMillan's a good player, but Christian Gonzalez pretty much fared as well as you would expect him to in that type of matchup. So I think it ultimately was a good game to get his feet wet out there. Panthers aren't the toughest test, and now he's got a much bigger test this week against the Bills. He'll certainly see a lot of snaps against Keon Coleman and Joshua Palmer and Shakir. The Patriots have been playing sides with their cornerbacks, so the Bills are really the ones who are going to be dictating those matchups. But I think that we'll see Gonzalez against all of those guys.
Just to add to that, do you think that they're going to go at Gonzalez, not so much through the air, but do you think they could maybe run some quarterback sneaks or send James Cook at Gonzalez and maybe test his tackling ability?
They could, but I think Gonzalez is a pretty solid tackler. I know that wasn't really the expectation for him coming out of Oregon, but yeah, I guess you could test him a little bit since he's still a little bit rusty out there, but I don't think that would necessarily go that well for the Bills. I think that, Carlton Davis and Marcus Jones, those guys are pretty much the same caliber of tacklers as Christian Gonzalez.
Do you think the return of Christian Gonzalez makes the impact of Marcus Jones on special teams even more great? The fact that maybe he's not taking as many reps defensively.
Yeah, there could definitely be a trickle-down effect there. I think you're still probably going to see him a lot in this game against the Bills, though, because they do go pretty heavy on 3 receiver sets. So unless you want to get Alex Austin back involved or Charles Woods, which I don't think that you necessarily want to do that. I think you want to have your best defenders out there. But I don't know. I mean, I'm impressed by Marcus Jones' stamina in general, because that guy plays a ton of defensive snaps and then has to go back for punt returns. He's running all over the field, 2 60-plus yard returns. Doesn't affect him on defense, doesn't affect him on special teams. We'll see if they ever mix in any offensive snaps for Marcus Jones as well. I think that would be fun to get a few of those in there. But I think before you do that, you probably want to find better cornerback depth somewhere before you just over-involve them.
All right, Doug, what do you think this weekend, man? I think Buffalo I thought they had their look-ahead game against New Orleans last week. But the Patriots have played them pretty competitively over the years. I like the fact they're 2-2. Sunday Night Football, the whole Josh Allen, Drake May thing here. But to me, I just think Buffalo is still too much.
I agree. I think the Bills will beat the Patriots. But, the Bills' defense has some holes in it. I think that you could see a decent game for Hunter Henry. Could be a big game for Stephon Diggs as well. I know that the Bills are going to be keying in on him. But the Bills haven't been that strong defending the middle of the field. And Diggs has 75% of his yards this season being targeted in the middle of the field. Bills have some issues at cornerback as well. Tre'Davious White is still a starter for them. He's 5 years past his prime, I would say at this point. I've seen some Bills fans on Twitter hoping that they land a cornerback in a trade before the deadline. So there are some areas that you could exploit for the Bills, but overall, it's going to be a fun game just to see where the Patriots are at, like to see if they're a legit 2-2, if they're better than that, or if they're the team that lost against two very bad opponents so far this season. So that's what I'm most excited about, just to see exactly where this team stands against the best team in the AFC.
All right, Doug, the Red Sox, some baseball question. Red Sox are up 2-1, bottom of the eighth. Garrett Crochet's at 100 pitches. Would you bring him back out?
I would. I think that this is the time to do it. With a 2-1 lead, obviously they've got Whitlock and Chapman. But I think you want to ride this as long as you can, just because I don't know. I mean, there's no other time to do it. So I think that ultimately in Major League Baseball, they baby the pitchers a little bit too much. And I think that this is a good time to let him go, let him fly.
Well, they listened to you, Doug, because Garrett Crochet's back out there for the eighth inning. Both Whitlock and Chapman are warming up in the bullpen, 2-1 lead right now. So the Yankees did it a little while ago. They kept Fried back out. I thought he was done, but Duran came to the plate, and of course they got him out. Do you remember the days when Trot Nixon, just a lefty, was up and they wouldn't play him? I'm starting to wonder if that's what's going on with Jarren Duran versus a lefty right now.
Yeah, no, I mean you're kind of you should probably be there with him at this point. But no, I mean I don't know. It's definitely some holes in the Red Sox lineup. You would like them to have more than 2 runs right now, but I'm feeling pretty confident with Crochet out there and Whitlock and Chapman in the bullpen, though. It seems like they could steal this one.
Garrett Crochet for strikeout. Do you ever see the movie Super Troopers?
I did, yeah.
The guy that was just at the plate, who just struck out there, Skess? That guy looks like the guy from Super Troopers.
That is Frank Grisham, I believe.
Grisham. He looks like, Favre's partner. Remember?
Favre's partner, yeah.
Team Ramrod?
Yes.
That guy with the mustache. He looks just like him.
God, I have not seen Super Troopers in so long.
Oh, it was good. Where the guy ate all the mushrooms in the back of the cruiser. There was a part 2. Did you know that?
I did know about it. I don't think I've seen it, though. It's one of those, there were so many of those sequels that came out too late, like Zoolander 2, even like Anchorman 2 wasn't the same, Super Troopers 2. But no, those were all classics.
Do you think
brings me back to going to Blockbuster Video?
Oh, I loved oh my God, Blockbuster. I watched the last Blockbuster on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's very good.
I don't think I have seen it yet, but where is that, in Alaska or something?
No, Oregon? It was in Oregon.
Yeah.
So I was looking for Peyton Pritchard because he's from out there, and to see if he'd get a cameo in there, but he did not. Hey, what do you think of what's going on with these kicks in the National Football League? Everything's getting blocked.
Yeah, I think kickers are focusing so much on distance that maybe it's lowered the trajectory of the kicks, and now that's why they're getting blocked. Maybe that's messing with their mechanics a little bit. But yeah, a lot of blocked kicks. Maybe the kickoffs are messing with kickers too, because that's a different mechanic. That's a different technique that they have to use on those knuckleballs. But yeah, I've also seen people say should they, I don't know, move in shorten the uprights or do something else, because there's so many field goals that are being hit from long distances now. I say just leave everything as it is.
All right, Doug. Well, real quick, do you think anybody like the Bengals or somebody would call on Tommy DeVito if they needed another quarterback?
It's possible. I think the best you're going to get though is a 6th, 7th round swap though or something. But honestly, watching that game last night, I don't think DeVito would have been worse than Jake Browning. I know I'm wearing my Washington Huskies hat right now. I should be supportive of Jake Browning. Yeah. But that's one quarterback, Jake Browning. I don't think I saw him improve in his entire 4-year career at the University of Washington. He was the exact same guy as a senior that he was as a freshman, and I feel like he's now still the exact same guy in the NFL.
I thought he showed some promise. Remember a couple of games he showed, but
yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah,
and he's just right back to to Washington. Browning. All right, Doug, appreciate it, man. Enjoy the game tonight. Thank you for your baseball analysis as well. Crochet back out there right now in the ninth inning, and well, in the eighth inning. We'll see what happens here. Doug,
this is where I bring in Whitlock, though. You get a runner on, just bring in Whitlock.
So I feel like they're hoping for the strikeout. This guy's got a great mustache too. Maybe they're hoping to keep the guy close on first with the lefty. See, yeah, they're holding him on. So
right.
Maybe that's what they're doing, because if they go to Whitlock, then he could advance to second base to being running. You know how it works, right? They play that game.
I get a little nervous. I was saying that pitchers get babied, but up around 120 pitches, this is a lot for him.
Yeah, right now, before we say goodbye to you, he's 114 right now. Wow. This is I'm actually curious if this is the longest he's gone this year.
Yeah.
All right, Doug. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of the game. Enjoy the game this weekend and have fun in Buffalo. Late night game for you this week.
I know, late night game. A lot of time to spend in Buffalo.
Do you get buffalo wings when you're there?
I do get buffalo wings. Wing Nuts we went to last time. Wing Nuts was great. I think this year on Saturday we have plans to go over the border to Canada for a little bit, so that'll be fun. You gotta bring a passport.
Blue cheese or ranch?
See, I'm a ranch guy. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I'm a ketchup on a hot dog guy.
Me too.
And I'm a ranch with wings guy. And honestly, I was thinking about this today. I don't understand people who get mad about either one of those things. I don't care what other people eat. I don't know why people care what I eat. You know?
I don't eat salad. Why does everybody get bothered that I don't eat salad?
Right.
People are bothered by it.
Let everyone live their lives. That's my take on everything.
I even said next time Garrett Crochet pitches, maybe we should have all pig sandwiches, pork, right?
Ooh.
Anytime, ham, we do it all. It'd be fun.
I don't mind blue cheese. I'd prefer a ranch.
That's fine. You're very ranchy.
Yep.
And I appreciate that. All right, he's Doug Kyed. Everybody check out his work, Boston Herald. Doug, appreciate you, man. We'll catch up soon.
Yep, anytime, Joe.
You got it. He's Doug Kyed, everybody. And he likes ranch. And he likes hot dogs with ketchup. And he decided today that why are we all judging each other on what we eat? And you know what? That's why Doug's a big part of the show. I appreciate him. Crochet's a big boy, huh? He's going to need a nice massage after this one tonight. Hey, River, maybe you can look this up. What's the most pitches? They've shown 5 luchadors in the stands. Have you noticed that? What's the season high for pitches for Garrett Crochet for this year? I'm actually kind of curious. Strike 3. See, the ump missed it earlier. You made him throw an extra pitch. He missed it. Didn't the ump miss one earlier? Am I wrong? 6, 7. 6, 7. And all the Yankees fans are pissed. I love that. Well, everybody, Garrett Crochet's night is over. I'll tell you the box score and the line right now in Sports Hub Headlines.
Essential Sports Hub Headline, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Garrett Crochet's night is done. He went 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 11 strikeouts.
gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Reaction when it's all said and done. But Aroldis Chapman is on the mound right now, trying to close out the 8th. Then there'll be a 9th inning. So why don't we have some fun? We'll chit-chat in between, and we'll keep you posted if anything outside of them leading 2-1 changes. Hi, Skaz.
Hey, Joe. Tuesday night edition of In or Out.
Happy Tuesday.
Our last September In or Out. October is here.
Wake me up when September ends.
Joe, we're going to start with our friends over at Utz. Everybody likes Utz.
I ate Utz a little while ago.
Well, Joe, I was perusing the grocery store, as I often do, and I saw Utz lemonade flavored chips. Joe Murray, are you in or out on Utz lemonade?
And you know I love myself and Arnold Palmer. There was a balk. Runner on second base, or all this Chapman. Yes, Skaz, in. You know what else I love? The honey barbecue, but they make a Mike's Hut honey barbecue. Oh, baby. Utz, if you're listening, because you have sent us chips before. I would like more. Thank you. In. Love lemonade.
All right, Joe, we'll head to the NFL for this next one, and the big game. One Bad Bunny is going to be the Super Bowl halftime show. Joe Murray, are you in or out?
Absolutely in. He's the biggest global superstar in the world outside of Taylor Swift. He's been in, not besides his music that I understand that some people may not know what he's saying. I think he's great. I know a lot of his songs. I love him. I've seen him in WWE. He was great. He was on Saturday Night Live, which I believe he's hosting again this week, Skaz.
I believe he is host. I believe he's the actual host this week and not just the musical guest.
And he was in Happy Gilmore as the caddy.
Yeah, massive in on Bad Bunny. He's the biggest star in the world that's not named Taylor Swift.
And his lyrics are completely stupid. If you yours, his, and yours, out. I don't care what you think about it. And I will tell you this. In sports, the NFL is trying to find people that they haven't already targeted. And I think having Bad Bunny as the halftime show is finding a audience that maybe they haven't hit yet. So I am in, and if you don't like it, I don't apologize, and I'm not sorry. Next.
That was scary, Joe. All right, our friends over at Mountain Dew are introducing a new soda. Joe, I know you're not a soda guy anymore, but you're still an expert. Are you in or out on a dirty Mountain?
I don't know if River knows that, but I'm a recovering soda addict. You used to be able to drink a 2-liter of ginger ale a day. It's how I gained 100 pounds. It's how I lost 70 pounds. So I'm still teetering on that other 30 pounds there. But I love soda. And Mountain Dew has the Baja Blast. They have the red one. What's that called? Whatever it's called.
Code Red.
Code Red, thank you. Mountain Dew does no wrong in my book. And now you're going to give me a dirty soda with a little bit of cream? In.
Well, Joe, we're hitting all our friends tonight. Our friends over at Taco Bell have introduced a new dessert called the taco latte. Instead of chocolate, it's taco lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It is a waffle cone filled with cinnamon ancho chili ice cream dipped in chocolate. Joe Murray, are you in or out?
In, hard in. And for those who don't know, the Choco Taco is one of my favorite from the Ice Cream Man. We had Joe the Ice Cream Man in the Rossie High Park area. Nice little brown truck. I'd get an X-Men comic book from him. Remember those snaps that you could throw that made little noises?
Yeah, a little like, yeah.
Buy those.
You line the toilet seat with them.
Yep. I'd start off my night with a screwball that had a little bit of a bubble gum at the bottom.
2-ball screwball.
Then I'd go with a Choco Taco sometimes. Sometimes I'd go with a red, white, and blue bottle rocket.
I was a SpongeBob guy.
Yeah,
I did like the 2-ball screwball, though. Blue raspberry.
The SpongeBob popsicle from an ice cream truck is
Great.
Awesome.
Great.
Oh, my God. Do you know what sometimes is so simple yet so good? The chocolate eclair or the strawberry shortcake popsicle. And Just to give you guys updated, we're in the top of the 9th inning, but there was a little bit of a confusion between Ceddanne Rafaela and Abreu, but Abreu made the catch.
That's all that matters.
And it was scary. And smelly.
Well, Joe, speaking of playoff baseball, our friends over at the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, you're familiar with him. The Dodgers are introducing some new items for the postseason, and this one, Joe, I just had to get your opinion on. They are introducing a Dubai funnel cake. So it is your standard funnel cake, but with that Dubai, like chocolate and peanut butter sauce or whatever it is on top. Joe Murray, are you in or out?
I'm in because I do think that there is a Dubai chocolate craze going on that I'm not necessarily in on. But I feel like at the ballpark, pistachio is kind of a way to go. Like just something different with a little bit of croissant on there. Love it. So I'm in on this one. I'm not necessarily a pistachio guy, but I do like this at a ballpark. In.
Well, Joe, to another one of our friends, McDonald's.
Ah, yes.
McDonald's Monopoly is back.
Yes.
Joe Murray, are you in or out on McDonald's bringing back Monopoly?
And did you ever see the
McMillions or whatever?
I loved it. No, dude, you get yourself a free fry. You're not going back, right? But now we have the app. How do we do it now? Can we scan the Monopoly winner to our app? That's what I would like. If I peel, can I scan?
Scan and peel.
Scan and peel.
It's 2025. I'm sure that's how it goes.
We'll scan and peel. Now, what if I get boardwalk? Do I win money or do I have to get 10 boardwalks?
Joe,
How does that work?
No idea.
Man, you know what, though? I will tell you, I told you, I worked at a McDonald's, and we did the Monopoly there. And, man, people would come in all the time, and I would just give it to them. I didn't question. You could have told me it said whatever. Here you go, sir. I didn't approve it. We just threw the thing away and gave it to them.
Man of the people.
But what are we supposed to do? Track that stuff? Oh, for real.
Not getting paid enough for that.
I want a free cheeseburger. Here you go, man. Want two? Here you go. I'm a great employee, but it wasn't my money or my food. Hey, give me all your money. Sure, it's not mine. Here you go. Anything else tonight, Skip?
We will end with this one tonight, Joe. Amazon will be broadcasting NBA games this year. As we all know, the NBA will be doing a lot of streaming all around the place, but Amazon has announced they're teaming up with FanDuel, and you'll be allowed to link your Amazon account to your FanDuel account and be able to track your live bets on the broadcast. So you could have your bets on the screen in games that your bets are taking place in. Joe Murray, are you in or out?
In, but my question is this. Okay, and by the way, I want to give NBC Sports. So a couple of years ago when I was at NBC Sports Boston, we were doing the weekly spread. The Washington Wizards did a temporary game where they allowed people to make bets on, will this guy hit a free throw? Will this be a three-pointer? And they did it as a test to see how it would work. And I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like new age in the future. Where I'm out on this, guys, is it's a, what's the word am I looking for? Hypocrite! You want people to not gamble on the game that are players, yet you want people who go to the games to gamble. So, is it hypocritical for Silver, Mr. Silver, David Silver? Right? Am I right on that, or am I the 90210?
That would be Adam Silver.
Adam Silver. David Silver was 90210. I apologize to David Silver, Brian Austin Green. I apologize. Adam Silver. This is hypocritical. Are you in or out on that? He's hypocritical, right?
I'm out. I'm out on this. It's everywhere.
Like
it's too much. Just can we watch the game?
So you didn't like the boost on the first inning, no runs today?
I mean, if it's in the app, fine. I don't need it. It's every commercial. It's every Apple TV. It's during every at bat. It's enough.
Did you see who's at the plate right now for the Red Sox?
He's got the sniffies still.
His name is Alex Bregman. Is that in or out? We're done in or out?
That is going to do it for a quick lightning edition of In or Out.
I think it was perfectly placed because the game is the focus. We're awaiting a ninth inning, but the Reds, here's the deal, everybody. We're going to take a break. It'll probably be the bottom of the ninth inning unless something happens here. And then we'll have live reaction to whatever happens in the ninth inning. And then Matt McCarthy is going to join us for postgame tonight. So we'll get his thoughts, and then we'll kind of kick it all around in the final hour. And, of course, welcome you. Hit and run situation for the Sox. Safe. Trevor Story gets into scoring position. They might review it. It was on a one bounce, but now Alex Bregman is at the plate with Trevor Story on second base. He was safe. Bang, bang play, safe. Great run. Good tag, good throw, everything. Nice play all around. He beat it. So Trevor Story's at second base right now. Alex Bregman is at the plate. And I already know the result, so I will tell you what happens on the other side as we give you a little bit of an hourly here. It is brought to you by Comcast. With reliable connectivity and enhanced cybersecurity, Comcast Business helps turn ballparks and football stadiums into connected, secure, modern businesses. We will get you the headline coming up in just a little bit here as we go into the ninth inning. Red Sox lead the Yankees 2-1. Aroldis Chapman will be on the mound to close the door. We'll have reaction next here on 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 90.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Well, I did the reverse lift shots is what I did. I said Alex Bregman, blah, blah, blah. Alex Bregman doesn't, blah, blah. Mr. $40 million man, blah, 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 blah. A couple of things happened there that I want to give some credit to. They were aggressive up a run with Trevor Story on base, and he stole second. There was 2 outs there, Skaz. That was aggressive. But it gave Bregman more of an opportunity to maybe see the pitch a little bit better because of the runner being on second base. And he was fighting. I even said during the break, it was a really good at bat. He was fouling pitches off. Remember, he hit one kind of down the line. I thought was a fly ball deep, but he connected on one that stayed in the yard, scored the run. But good on Alex Bregman, man. This is why you pay him. And again, I'll be the first guy to tell you I've been all over him. I've expected more from Alex Bregman. I truly have. This is why you got him. This is why you got Garrett Crochet. And right now, in the top of the 9th inning at Yankee Stadium, I didn't think this at the beginning of the year, but on September 30th of 2025, Aroldis Chapman is on the mound at Yankee Stadium as a member of the Boston Red Sox to potentially close out Game 1 of the Wild Card Series, and he's going to face Aaron Judge. You know, that gave me a chill. I just got a chill. This is baseball, guys. Red Sox. It's baseball, Ray. It's baseball. People will come, Ray. They will most definitely come. Aroldis Chapman, he will be on the mound one day for the Red Sox against his former team, the Yankees. And he will try to close it out to go up 1-0 in a wild card series. It's called baseball. Sorry. Here it is. Aroldis Chapman is on the mound for the Red Sox, closing out the Yankees. It's hard for me to even imagine it, but here you go. Now, here's the interesting thing here. Who hits in front of... why am I blanking on his name right now? So Goldschmidt is leading off the inning. You got to get Goldschmidt out. I love Gold. You got to get him out. You can't have a runner on base with Aaron Judge up. This is as an important out for Chapman as it may be all year long. And this is why the Yankees go Goldschmidt, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton. This is what you call gut check time. Oh, baby. We got ourselves a situation. Leadoff man is on, opposite field single. Aaron Judge at the plate. Bottom of the 9th inning, no outs, runner on first. The tying run is at the plate, and this is where all the marbles come down, everybody. So far on the night, Aaron Judge single. He is 1 for 3 in his career against Aroldis Chapman, and he hits a first pitch single up the middle. The Yankees have first and second right now with no outs, and Aroldis Chapman on the mound, and Cody Bellinger, former World Series, former Dodger, number 3 hitter for the Yankees at the plate. He hit 29 home runs this year, batted .272 with 98 RBI. I don't really know where Chapman is missing at this point. All I can tell you is the Yankees have hit him. They went the other way, and they went straight up the middle. So we'll see how Chapman settles. But Bellinger attacks the first pitch, and it's a single to left. He didn't score. Where's the Yankee version of what are you doing?
It was a blue pit. You can't risk getting doubled up there. They almost caught it.
You don't think he could have scored from third?
He wasn't on third.
Oh. What are you doing? All right. Can we reset the scene here? Red Sox have a 3-1 lead, no outs, bases loaded. What are you doing, Skaz? Who's warming? Where's Whitlock?
Yeah,
What are you doing? No. I stick to Chapman here. Because here's the deal. Stanton's up. I think the best advantage is Chapman throwing gas to Stanton. Right? I would go at Stanton. You're probably going to get Jazz Chisholm in a situation, but it's lefty on lefty, right? Nobody is warming in the Red Sox bullpen. Mark that. Nobody warming. They are living and dying right now with Chapman.
This is why I would have gone to Whitlock in the 8th, though.
Me too. I'd rather him start the inning than get that. Plus, it was a little bit of a long inning, right, to get the insurance run, like you mentioned with Crochet earlier. So what is this? They're attacking the first pitch. Have you noticed this? This is now, Judge, Bellinger, and now Stanton just swung at the first pitch. Is there some sort of scouting report? First pitch fastball strike for Chapman? I like this matchup for Chapman. I know the bases are loaded, but I like this matchup. Again, 3-1 game, bases loaded. 0-2, he whizzed it right by him. 100 miles per hour, 0-2 count, bases loaded. Stanton versus Aroldis Chapman in his career versus Chapman. Chapman does have a home run against him. But it's all gas, baby. Throw the gas, not the ass. I haven't brought that one out in a long time. But it's all gas here, Chapman. Throw him the heater, baby. Throw him the heater, baby. Again, this is a matchup I think favors Aroldis Chapman in a 3-1 game, bases loaded, no outs, 0-2 count. I go all Chapman, and he threw up the get. Was that a changeup? Did he throw him a little bit of ass? Woo! What a throw! What was that? Look how that broke. Wow. That was a little bit of ass right there, huh? Jazz Chisholm at the plate, 1 out. Swings at the first pitch and a strike. Did you notice the trend here? It's the 4th straight batter that has swung at the first pitch for the Yankees tonight. Jazz Chisholm pinch hitting for Rosario, who got the start tonight, went 0 for 3. But Jazz Chisholm, of course, has had much success this year. Lefty on lefty, though. Boom. 0-2 count. Just to throw this out there, what balls to have nobody warming up in the bullpen right now? They showed it. It's clear. Cora went to him. They talked to him. Struck out Stanton on, 4 pitches, and now an 0-2 count, bases loaded, 3-1 game. 1 out, lefty on lefty, Chapman to Chisholm, and, still going. And I can't give you the play-by-play because that would be not what I should be doing.
No. You would never.
Ho-hum. Bases loaded. 3-1 game. 0-2 count. I'm just going to sit here and, not react to it or anything like that, Lefty on lefty, Chapman. Jazz Chisholm. We're awaiting the game. If there is an ending, we're going to have Matt McCarthy on live with us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Thank you all for watching along with us tonight. You can find us on YouTube. Many people say they are watching with love. And, wow. Unbelievable. The Yankees are down to their final out. 2 outs, 3-1 game. Jazz Chisholm flies out to short right field. How? Okay, guys, I got to question it. I know you said he wasn't on third base on the short one because he have to hold up. I get it. I thought he could have rounded. That one, there wasn't even an attempt. It was short. And Abreu's got one of the best arms in the league.
That run means nothing.
You're right. It does because the out's more important. So here we go. No, so they didn't swing at the first pitch on that one. So it's a 3-2 game. Oh, sorry, 3-1 game. Excuse me. Let me get it right. 2 outs, 3-1, bottom of the ninth. And I believe it's Grisham at the plate. Trent Grisham at the plate with the bases loaded. Grisham, no hits on the night. 3 strikeouts so far tonight. 1-1 now is the count. Again, 3 strikes. Is this the guy with the mustache that I said looked like the mustache ride guy from Super Troopers?
And Joe, didn't we just say we weren't doing play-by-play?
Oh, sorry. Team Ramrod. This guy looks just like the guy from Super Troopers. What am I supposed to do here, guys? 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray, here with you guys until 11 o'clock tonight. 617-779-0985. You can join us on YouTube tonight as well. And we are awaiting the ending of this Red Sox-Yankees collapse. And I can tell you right now, everybody, without even watching the play-by-play, good things are ahead for the Boston Red Sox. Aroldis Chapman, 2-2 count, bases loaded. Strike 3, and the Red Sox take game 1. The Red Sox take game 1 of the wild card series after their 3-1 victory tonight over the New York Yankees. There was drama. There was a home run early in the game for the Yankees to go up 1-0. The Red Sox battled back, got a pinch hit, 2-run double or single from Masataka Yoshida, and then got an insurance run in the 9th inning. The Red Sox went to Aroldis Chapman in the 8th. He got the out. He immediately loaded the bases, got 2 outs, both on strikeouts, 1 on a flyout. Tonight, Aroldis Chapman closed the door against the Yankees in a bases-loaded situation with no outs. And the Red Sox now lead the best of 3, 1-0. And Brian Bayo will take the mound tomorrow. We'll react to it on the other side. Feel free to call in 617-779-0985. Red Sox 3-1 winners tonight in New York. They'll play again tomorrow with a chance to sweep the Yankees once again. We'll react to it. Coming up next, I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening.
the ninth inning, and somehow got a flyout and 2 strikeouts to seal the deal. Red Sox win 3-1 tonight. This is the place to react to it at 617-779-0985. And join us on YouTube. Wow, it's already packed up on YouTube. We wanted to do some postseason reaction. And Matt McCarthy.
Joe Murray.
What a win, bro. What was that? What were your thoughts tonight?
Joe, Skaz, please have the dump button ready to go because I feel like I'm having a Jim Murray moment. Like I want to swear so bad. That was awesome. That was playoff baseball. Didn't you miss that? Don't you miss what that felt like? And that was as electric as it gets tonight. Red Sox with a comeback win. You know, in many ways you could say, I mean, they didn't do really anything offensively until the late innings in this game. This game felt like a loss for the majority of it. They find a way to come back and win. They were just a little bit smarter than the Yankees, which showed up in that 7th inning tonight. And more importantly, if we're just going to break it all down in the simplest terms here, Joe, the Red Sox have an ace, a true bona fide ace. They had the best pitcher on planet Earth tonight, and that was Garrett Crochet. He was better than Fried. Fried was good. Crochet was incredible, and that's ultimately why the Red Sox won this game. That was playoff baseball at its best, baby. Joe, I need a cigarette after that thing. That was awesome.
Garrett Crochet, man, just to talk about, we've asked this question a lot during the year. What are the reasons why maybe the Red Sox have a chance or why they've upgraded this year? And the number one answer has been Garrett Crochet, but it's also been Aroldis Chapman. Let's start with Crochet's night. He was awesome, man. I wondered if they were going to bring him back out, but at this point, you might as well. He took care of business. They pulled him when they needed to. Were you surprised that they went to Chapman there in the 8th over Garrett Whitlock?
So I was not, and here's why. And this is Alex Cora out-managing Aaron Boone. You do not want to introduce left-handed hitters at Yankee Stadium in October in a one-run ball game. So the Yankees had Rice and Chisholm on the bench because the Red Sox had a left-handed starter. So by Crochet getting through Wells in the 8th inning, it allows Cora to then to bypass Whitlock. Not that that's the worst thing in the world, but if you bring in Whitlock there, then you're introducing left-handed hitters in the 9 slot for the Yankees. Instead, Chapman gets a good matchup there against a righty, and that sets him up for the 9th inning. Now, he did look like a pitcher who had not gotten a 4-out save this year, but listen, this is October, and you just extended, Aroldis Chapman, and he's been, the best closer in baseball. You got to trust him in that spot. To get 4 outs in that situation. He made it interesting, but he did. But, Joe, I think we need to give Alex Cora a lot of credit for the way he managed this game. A lot of managers, Aaron Boone, would have pulled Garrett Crochet after 7. After Crochet cruised through the 7th inning. Instead, you push Crochet beyond his comfort zone. I mean, it's the most pitches he's ever thrown in his life tonight, 117. He throws the fastest pitch he's had in his season to get the second out of the 8th inning against Wells, striking him out looking to get 2 outs in the 8th inning. It all worked. It all worked for Alex Cora. And you know what? He managed with feel tonight. We keep talking about how analytics run baseball. Not tonight. Analytics did not run baseball, at least on the Red Sox side. He let Sogard hit when I was screaming for low. That was a good decision by Cora. He lets Crochet go out for the 8th. That was a good decision by Cora. And it worked out going to Chapman in the 8th, extending into the 9th because it keeps the lefties away. And we all know Yankee Stadium with that short porch. You just don't want some lefty to pop it up. And there you go, and it's a 2-2 ball game. It worked out perfectly for Cora. He nailed this game tonight, Joe. That is where the Red Sox have the biggest advantage in this series in the dugout. Cora is so much better at his job than Aaron Boone, and it showed tonight.
The Red Sox also started Jarren Duran against a lefty. He had his struggles tonight, but they went with Eaton. They also went with Sogard. I questioned the lineup out of the gate, but in the end, it was Sogard that was one of the big difference makers tonight. Was that Cora or was that analytics?
So that was Cora with feel because to me, that's Nate Lowe who should hit for Sogard when Sogard had the double, which is the most important play of this game. And Joe, if we were doing sports talk radio in New York right now, we'd be having a conniption over the way that Aaron Judge approached that ball in right center field that allows Sogard to get to second base. Sogard was thinking too right out of the box. That's a scouting report thing you want to run on those Yankees outfielders. It completely changed the game. Not only do you score the go-ahead run in the seventh when Yoshida doubles up the middle. But think about it too, Joe. If Sogard's on first base, the Yankees are probably in double play depth. You probably don't tie the game. There's a chance you don't tie the game there because Yoshida might hit into a hard hit double play instead of getting the 2 RBI single that put the Red Sox ahead ultimately for good in this game. So key moment in that game, and sticking with Sogard in that spot, I think was the biggest feel moment for Cora the night, and he nailed it. I thought it was the wrong decision at the time. I tweeted it out. I was dead wrong about it. Sogard gave the Sox a huge boost tonight, and credit to Cora for picking him in that spot. That worked out brilliantly and beautifully in a way that I certainly did not see coming.
Masataka Yoshida has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball, specifically in the month of September. They went without him tonight. I questioned it, but he has been a very good pinch hitter. And tonight, Yoshida, the difference in the game, 2-run single to open the thing up to take the lead. I can't say enough about Yoshida, and there were times this year I think people counted him out. Right now, he's getting hot, Matt.
So, Joe, here's the debate for tomorrow night. Do you put Ref Snyder in left field, and do you DH Yoshida and take Duran out of the lineup? I thought Duran looked awful tonight. The at-bat he had against Fried, I think it would have been in the 5th inning, where he gets up 3-0, falls, Fried battles back into the count and gets to a 3-2 count. And then Duran, swings at a pitch that was a breaking ball up and out of the zone. It was never a strike, never ended up being a strike, never was going to be a strike. And Duran, swung out of his ass at it. I think that tells you kind of where Duran is. I'd like to get a look at the single in the 9th inning too that fell between Rafael and Duran. I don't know if Duran got a great jump on that. I need to see a replay on that. I think that's the debate for tomorrow night, Joe, is, Cora is going to go a platoon-heavy lineup against Rodon tomorrow night. Should Jarren Duran start that game? At this point, I would argue I want Yoshida DHing, and I want Ref Snyder in left field in that spot, because I thought Duran looked terrible tonight, and I think Yoshida is so locked in that I will take him against a lefty, and I think he's going to give you a more competitive at-bat than Duran at this moment. So that's a key discussion for tomorrow.
All right, Matt McCarthy's joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. People want to react to it, Matt. Let's take some calls.
Let's go.
Right?
Let's do it.
Let's start with Tom and Quincy. Tom.
Yo, what up, baby? Yo, that was the balls. The balls. I mean, screw your analytics, guys. Put them in a dumpster. That was the Alex Cora I love. Go with your gut, man. I mean, geez, where's that been all season? That was so... sticking with Chapman there in the 9th, my God, dude. That was baseball. That's the best baseball game I've seen in years. Love you guys. Peace.
Thanks, man. You hear that excitement? Tom. I had chill. Matt, I got to tell you this. Man, I don't know if you were listening or not, but Skaz gave me the weirdest look after I said it, but I go, wow. We're getting Aroldis Chapman versus Aaron Judge in the 9th inning, Red Sox versus Yankees, and Chapman's a member of the Red Sox. And I just I don't know what happened to me, but I felt chills over my body. And then it was real geek moment. But you know what? Baseball was back tonight, baby, in a big way.
Joe, are you not entertained? Seriously, this is... October's incredible. And I think maybe it's easy for us to forget what October's like because the Red Sox haven't been in it, for 4 years. And, baseball has obviously gone through a tough moment in this city and a tough moment nationally. I said this last night because the numbers are out and ratings are up across the board. For baseball, it's the sport that's probably experiencing the most TV growth right now, which isn't saying much because sports aren't growing, on TV at this moment. But, the pitch clock has saved the game. The playoff format, while I'm not a huge fan of having 6 teams in, it's created really compelling wild card series. And the fact that you get Red Sox Yankees in undeniably one of the games of the year, if you don't like that tonight, if you weren't entertained by that tonight, and if you're not feeling something as a Red Sox fan, you're not a Red Sox fan. You're dead. You must hate baseball and you must hate living, because I don't know how you couldn't like that. That was effing awesome. End of story. God, I want to swear so bad.
It was good. Ryan is in Ashland. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? How you doing?
Good.
Dude, I'm freaking pumped after that. That's huge. I want to hear your thoughts on sticking with Chapman. I know you already mentioned it, but sticking with Chapman over Whitlock. I know we sort of talked about the analytics, but after those first couple hits, I want to hear your thoughts on what you would have done.
Yeah, Ryan, Matt, I'll ask you this. At least Whitlock could, the balls to not have anybody warming up, that's where I'll start.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of how the ninth inning played out. You have the two lefties at the end. Once you get past Stanton, you've got two lefties, so that game is Chapman's anyway. But trust me, I was sitting there freaking out like, oh my God, do you need to get up Whitlock for Stanton? Do you need to do that? The Stanton at bat is the most important in the ninth inning, because once they got beyond that, Cora's decision in many ways is pretty easy at that point. You ride or die with Aroldis Chapman. And in the end, guys, this is who Chapman is. He is going to make you crap your pants. That's who he's been throughout his entire career. He's like a solid 6 on the Craig Kimbrell scale of, terrifying me in the postseason. But you had to stick with him in that spot, and I think Cora totally got it right. Like, put it to you this way, Joe. I wouldn't have been coming in here tonight if Chapman had blown that game. I would not have, in good faith, been able to come in here and say they got it wrong by skipping Whitlock because, again, it's the lefty thing at Yankee Stadium. You cannot introduce that factor in a one-run ball game. So I think Cora totally got it right, and I was not going to second-guess it, right or wrong. I think it was the right decision, and it ended up being right.
All right, phone number 617-779-0985. I figured we'll just take some calls, Matt. There's a lot to get into tomorrow as well. We'll look ahead, but let's get into tonight's big win for the Red Sox. Let's talk to Mike. He's in New Hampshire. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
What's up?
Joe. What a game, huh?
Yeah.
Following Matt there, he took all my thunder like that. At that in the 5th inning by JD, that's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And you're going on these rides through these games. It reminds me so much of back in the day. Do you remember Chapman versus Ortiz back in the day? Mm-hmm. That's what it reminded me of, right?
Yeah, I told you, I got the chills. I got chills tonight, Matt, and you're right. This was classic. Red Sox, Yankees. The Red Sox and the Yankees being in the playoffs is good for baseball, but in this town here, this win tonight makes people who maybe were doubters believers, Matt. I know you've wavered at times this year.
Never, Joe.
Well, you're you're roller coaster Matt, right? this one tonight, though. I feel better about tomorrow, and we'll get there. I want to enjoy tonight, but. Dude, this is how they built it, man. This is how they want to win, and they did it that way.
Yeah, so, Joe, you're onto something. They're built to win a short series. And this format benefits the Red Sox. The only disadvantage is you're playing at Yankee Stadium. And, I would make the argument that, maybe Volpe's home run, which is a home run in 29 out of 30 ballparks, according to StatCast, Fenway Park being the only one where it's not a home run, that might be an out. Because Eaton or Abreu in that spot might be playing a little bit deeper and you might actually catch that ball. So that's the only disadvantage the Red Sox have going on. But the fact of the matter is, Joe, this team is flawed. They've got issues. The lineup is not good. All right. You're relying, the key in this game tonight is some guy casual fans have never heard of in Nick Sogard, legging out a double on what should be a single. And, again, Aaron Judge and Trent Grissom lollygagging a ball in the outfield. So that's the difference in this game. How sustainable is that? I have my questions about it. That being said, in a 3-game series where now you have a fully rested bullpen, by the way, outside of Chapman in Game 2 to go behind Brian Bayo, who has owned the Yankees this year, the Red Sox don't have to do that much to win this series. All they need to do is win 1 out of the next 2 games with a rested bullpen and kind of win the way they did tonight, which is win a close low-scoring ball game. They're fully capable of doing that. I mean, listen, they play 7-inning baseball games because of how good Whitlock and Chapman are. So, the bar they need to clear at this point is pretty low. You're going to get exposed in 5 and 7 game series, especially without Giolito and relying on rookies, in early and totally later on. Like, that's eventually going to catch up to them. The fact that they don't have Rafael Devers in this lineup is eventually going to catch up to them. But Joe, in this format, in a 3-game series format with Garrett Crochet anchoring your team, your rotation, and taking the ball in game 1, I always like the Red Sox in this spot. I bet them on the money line tonight. I bet them in the series because of that factor. And ultimately, Joe, that's why they won this game, because Garrett Crochet was the best pitcher on planet Earth tonight.
Okay, I want to get into that one, come up in a little bit, because you mentioned the manager, you mentioned Garrett Crochet. There's a lot there between Fried and Crochet that we can dig into a little bit. But let's take some more calls here. Let's talk to John in the car. John.
Gentlemen, Matt and Joe, thank you for taking my call. Love you both. Quick question from somebody who has been there when Aaron Boone took Wakefield deep. Is this a revenge moment for Aaron Boone being the manager and seeing what happened in the 9th inning?
No. But he is a putz.
He's not good at his job, Joe. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And 2018 wasn't revenge. 2021 wasn't revenge. I mean, it shows up repeatedly. Alex Cora is a better manager than Aaron Boone. I mean, simply put, hard to argue it.
I would tell you that one manager stuck with his ace while the other pulled him. And it was the difference. Zakir's in Hyde Park. Zakir.
Hi. So, I'm a huge fan of the show.
You're what?
But, this was amazing for me because, this is, the first time, in recent memory that I've actually seen the Red Sox in the playoffs.
Wow.
I've seen them in, 2021, but that was before I was really, actually into the sport.
So this is, your first Red Sox-Yankees game?
No, I've been watching
No,
the
I'm
whole
talking
season.
playoffs.
I've been watching since 2023, but this is the first time in recent memory.
Thanks, Zakir. It's from Hyde Park. I had to go to him. Imagine that. Your first Red Sox-Yankees playoff experience is this tonight. It's a good one.
Joe, you have to give something the fans want, right? And, to hear a young person call in and be excited about the Red Sox, don't discredit that. None of us should discredit that. And I know you're not, but I'm saying, this is why these moments matter. And this is why 22, 23, and 24 are so disappointing in the way they approach things. You have to give the fans a reason to be excited. And tonight is the best night to be a Red Sox fan in 4 years. Undeniably.
Thomas has a question for Matt in West Roxbury. What's up, Thomas?
Hey, what's going on, boys? Huge win tonight. Love to see it, especially with the Patriots coming up on Sunday Night Football. Matt, I kind of want to know. I know we won the game tonight. There were some things that happened that led to that, the Sogard double and all that. Was tonight a night that proves that we are contenders, or do people think we're still pretenders? I kind of want to see what you guys think. Thank you.
Thanks.
So it proves that they can beat the Yankees, which, I believed going in. Again, I love them in this series. I love them in this spot. I still think, ultimately, and I like them, I kind of like them against Toronto, too, because Toronto has some, issues. Let's not, get too far ahead. I don't think they have what it takes, maybe to beat Seattle in the ALCS, just because I think their lack of offense and their lack of pitching is going to catch up eventually. But in a short series format, come on, they're built for this. So I love them in this spot. I do.
Will is in Pennsylvania. Will.
Yes, how you doing?
Hey.
Which I believe.
Turn your radio down.
Hello?
What's up, man? You're on the air. Turn your radio down.
Okay, yes. How you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good. It's better tonight for the Red Sox. Yeah, I want to call and ask you. I live in Pennsylvania. A lot of Pirates fans around me. I always get this discussion. Who do you think's better, Garrett Crochet or Paul Skeens?
Come on, it's Crochet, bro. Crochet pitching in big games. What's Skeens doing right now?
Yeah, that's ultimately why you pay a guy like this.
Fair enough.
Totally fair.
All right, there's a lot of calls here, Matt. This is great. Let's just keep firing. Zach's in Milford. Zach.
Hey, what's going on, Joe and Matt? I just wanted to say, great game tonight by the Pats or the Red Sox. Excuse me. I just wanted to say, Garrett Crochet is the balls. I just wanted to say that the team looks great. All I'm saying is,
They have the Yankees number, I think. I really do. I really do think that they have them. And I don't know. I just think that they're going to take this tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to advance.
Zach, what'd you drink tonight, buddy? How many?
Jameson and ginger.
I knew it. That was a happy let's drink a Jameson ginger win, Matt.
Joe, if I weren't on with you right now, I'd be doing the exact same thing.
Why not? Why not? Actually, that ninth inning, it wouldn't be Red Sox baseball, that type of ninth inning, right?
Heart attack city, Joe. I'm telling you, getting 3 outs in that ballpark is still the real deal, right? And just real quick, like if it goes to game 3, people are saying, "Oh, Connor early for 5." Guys, like he's basically never pitched before. Getting 3 outs in that ballpark is tough enough, let alone 15. But they've put themselves in a position where they can unload the bullpen tomorrow night in a chance to win the series behind Bayo, because it all starts with Crochet. Everything, Joe, tonight starts with Garrett Crochet, plain and simple. That's the story.
Mike is in California. Mike.
Hey, guys. Good to hear from you. I got a lot of thoughts going on in my head, but one of them is just that look at all 3 games. It's all the aces have dominated, and it just proves that when you build a pitching staff, to have an ace at the front of your rotation versus a super pen, which blew it, and you can argue that Chapman was shaky too, but just that's the right thing that Breslow did with this team, and that I just also want to touch on, thoughts of when Judge came up in the 9th, thinking about with this team when they had if they can get Roman back and have that same confidence, and if he can come back and have that guy in the 9th inning, and is there any updates on when he could be in?
Any updates, Matt?
I have not heard anything. My gut says he's not coming back. It does not feel like that thing is trending in the right direction. We heard from Carabas earlier this week on the Baseball Hour that the feeling around that isn't great. Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. The caller's totally right, though. I mean, this is another example of starting pitching means more than bullpen. The Yankees did everything at the deadline to bolster that bullpen. That bullpen has been a disappointment for them. The second the Red Sox got into that bullpen, the game changed. And, did Aaron Boone make a mistake pulling Fried at 103, 104 pitches? I would argue he did, because there wasn't a runner on base at that point. So, there's another comparison, Joe. Cora stuck with his ace until the very last moment, and Boone did not. And the Red Sox won the game as a result.
All right, I'll take one more call before we hit the break. Keep them coming. River, our intern, has never experienced anything like this before. He is
make the kid work.
That's right. That's the internship. And by the way, we'll have analysis and all that, but let's celebrate. This was a big one tonight. This was a good one, man. I'm going to remember this one for a while. And, you just going back to getting Crochet, this is what happens when you get that ace. And, I'll get into the trade deadline and all that a little bit later, Matt, but just having that guy at the top of the rotation, that's the reason why you have a chance. It's the reason why you're in a situation to now potentially eliminate the Yankees and advance to the next round. You just don't do it. You nailed it. You just don't do it with a guy without Crochet. They have it now, and they can build around it. And like you said, they're built to win a series like this.
Real quick, Joe, and think about this. Best Red Sox pitching performance in the playoffs since when?
What was his name?
Evaldi, maybe, in the World
game
Series?
that he lost. Yeah.
In a game they lost.
Yeah. That's the first one that comes to mind.
I agree, Skaz. So how about this? Best start by a Red Sox starter since when? Beckett 2007? Game 5?
Lester had some good ones. Maybe not like tonight, though.
Lester had some really good ones. Game 5 in the World Series in 2013. But, I'm telling you, that's up there over the last 25 years. You have to go back, and somebody said this. Best Red Sox pitching performance in Yankee Stadium since
Schilling.
What?
Schilling.
Since Schilling? Yeah, probably, right? Since Schilling on the Bloody Sock, or maybe even Pedro, 17 strikeouts in 1999. It's in that kind of class. It is.
I want to look up most strikeouts by Red Sox pitchers in the playoffs. Tonight, Crochet had 11. Absolutely. I bet over 7.5, Matt. So cleared that. I wish I took some of the other layers there because they were pretty big. But we'll get into that. One more call before we get to the break. Matt is in Methuen. Matt.
Hey, McCarthy, great to hear you on the radio. Hardest working man at the Sports Hub. Joe,
Thanks.
miss you and Dan and the Bankroll boys. Wanted to say it makes it a little sweeter that we beat them with their old guys, Chapman, Narvaez, and obviously we still got Whitlock. Makes it a little bit better that we're beating them with their own home cooking. Have a nice night, boys.
All right. A lot of stuff to get into, Matt, here on the other side. Let's take a quick break. I'll get you the headline. We'll get everybody caught up. Matt, go get an ice cream. I know you like ice cream.
Love ice cream.
What would be it tonight? Half baked? Would you go Cherry Garcia?
Oh, half baked, Joe. That is. But I'm a classic. I'm a basic B. I just love my Ben and Jerry's cookie dough.
I love the cookie dough.
I'm gonna chase it with some Jameson and ginger, baby.
Imagine cookie dough with Jameson and ginger. In a Jameson and ginger cookie dough float. I'm in on that one. All right, we'll take a quick break. Hey, I see everybody lined up on your phone calls. We'll take them all night long. We're here. And you're listening to 98.5 The Sports.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Red Sox take game 1 of the series, winning 3-1 over the Yankees tonight. Garrett Crochet, 7 2/3, 1 earned, 11 strikeouts. He did give up 1 home run, had 117 pitches on the night. The final pitch, 100 miles per hour. Aroldis Chapman got the save. He won an inning and a third. He did give up 3 hits, but had 2 strikeouts with the bases loaded with no outs to close the door tonight on 24 pitches. Brian Bayo goes to the mound tomorrow night to close out the series. He's got a 2-1.
covers. And Boston now leads it 2-1 as they get to the bullpen and Luke Weaver.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports. Matt, you mentioned it. Skaz talked about it earlier during the show, but Sogard getting the extra bag there, getting second base was huge because it was the difference in the game. I wanted to bring up one other unsung moment of the night. Ninth inning, Bregman at the plate. Trevor Story's on first base. He steals second with 2 outs. It was close, bang, bang. But, you know, I've been hard on Alex Bregman, man. I think that since Roman Anthony's gone down, he has too. He's batted 180 in his last 25 games, okay? So I think it's warranted that the $40 million man hasn't really done much. Well, tonight, Story steals second. Bregman gets the insurance run. Just both of those, Sogard, Story, Bregman, it just all worked out. Unsung heroes tonight.
Yeah, Joe, they did the little things, which is ultimately the difference in this game. You know, I mean, Yoshida with the hit because Sogard's on second base, which again, as I, pointed out a few minutes ago, maybe took the Red Sox out of a double play in that spot because the Yankees might, play that differently. Meanwhile, conversely, the Yankees lollygag a ball in the outfield, which allows Sogard to go to second base. Bregman with a huge hit and a huge insurance run. Ultimately, the Yankees don't score in the ninth, but it completely changes the way the Yankees approach the ninth inning. You think about it, Chisholm flies out for the second out of the ninth, and Abreu's throw, and we should actually talk about Abreu defensively in the moment he had in the eighth inning as well, where he tried to kill Cedon Rafaela, and all of us watching at home, wonder what his, headspace is. But again, if that's a 2-1 ball game without that Bregman hit, the throw up the line, Goldschmidt might try to score on that. Goldschmidt probably gets run for in that situation. Instead, it's a 3-1 ball game because of the hit from Bregman. So it completely changes the way the ninth inning is played. And honestly, we might still be playing baseball if not for that Alex Bregman hit, even though the final was 3-1. So the Red Sox did the little things tonight right. And the Yankees did not, and that's the difference. The Red Sox had the better pitcher, and they did the little things better, and their manager was better, and that's why they're up 1-0 in this series.
Mark is in Maine. He thinks Cora got lucky. Hi, Mark.
Yeah, well, my thing is, Crochet, I heard you, Joe, say that his last pitch was 100. On TV, they said it was 102. I think he could have got the third out in the eighth, and then you could have brought Chapman in fresh out of the bullpen to start the ninth, and it might have happened differently. He might not have loaded the bases. You know what I mean? He was sitting on the bench for quite a bit.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
Sorry.
I disagree with that, Joe, because Crochet was at his career high in pitches, and he exerted so much to get Wells out in that spot. You think about it. He strikes Wells out. The umpire doesn't call it. He then bounces back 3-2. Volpe was affecting him at first base. That was it. That was it for Crochet at that point. So, the second guess is whether you go to Whitlock for one. I like the fact that they went to Chapman for 4 instead of Whitlock for 1 because of the left-handed factor at Yankee Stadium. So I don't have a problem at all with Cora pulling a Crochet after the Wells at bat. I just don't.
All right, Matt, we have a contingency of listeners in Lynn, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Some know the Lynn, the city of sin. Let's start with our good friend, Justin in Lynn first. Justin, big win, buddy.
Hey, Joe, what a big win. And I was sitting at home watching the game, and I like the fact that they brought in Chapman to the 4-out save, and their pitching, they have the pitching advantage in this series against the Yankees. Their bullpen is much better. The Yankees' bullpen is not, and the Red Sox have the advantage in this series. I just want you guys' thoughts.
They absolutely do. That's what I said. When Fried left the game, I was surprised they brought him back in, Matt, to face Duran, but why am I surprised on that? But then they pulled him. And this is what I mean by the Red Sox stuck with Crochet. Like, they went back to him. They went to Fried for 1 out, and then their bullpen completely blew it up.
Yeah, so, again, you think about old school baseball, Joe. You don't pull your starting pitcher until he gives up a hit, right, or gives up a base runner type of thing. And that's kind of what Cora did, although because it was Volpe who got the hit and Wells was coming up next, he went after Wells in that spot. Actually, there might have been a hitter in between. I'd have to go back and look at that. But, Cora knew Wells was going to be Crochet's last hitter. Again, if I'm in New York tonight, I'm freaking out by the fact that they went to Luke Weaver. And I know Fried was not elite in this game, but he was good. He battled. He walked too many guys, but he battled in that game. He's your ace. You paid him $218 million for a reason, and you pull him for Luke Weaver. I'd be having a meltdown over that. And Cora, would have had a better option going to Whitlock in the 8th inning, but stuck with Crochet because in the end, Joe, you dance with the one you came with. And in baseball, that's your starting pitcher. It's what it is. And, you're paying these guys $200 million. Let them be horses. And the Red Sox let Garrett Crochet be a horse tonight. And that guy's not a horse. He's a hoss. That is old Hoss Radborn out there. He's the man.
We need pork, pulled pork, everything tonight. Tommy's in Lynn. Tommy!
What's up, Joe? What's up, Matt? That was a big win. The Waves to take game 1 in the wild card round. Crochet pitched unbelievable. He pitched lights out. I'm glad that they brought Chapman back in and let him face 4 more batters. That's how you do it. That's how you get a win. And the Yankees coach, Boom, he should be ashamed of himself taking Fried out so early in the Nat game and went to his bullpen. And Yoshida, big clutch hit. Let's go.
Thanks, Tommy.
Fried.
Fried. Boone the buffoon. That's what we'll call him here. One more, because hope this guy's okay. His name's Eric. He's in New Jersey. Hi, Eric.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
What's going on, fellas? Yeah, I wanted to talk about the 9th inning. I mean, what were you guys thinking there? Bases loaded, nobody out, Stanton coming up. I mean, I kind of didn't want to think about it, but, you don't want to manifest, bad thoughts, but I just had this feeling I don't know, Stanton's been killing us lately in the past. I felt like it was going to be a gapper or something, and then, but not going to Whitlock there. You trust Cora staying with Chapman?
I'll tell you this. There was a second there where I thought Chapman was throwing the game. No, I don't mean it like that, Matt. I meant it as this jerk against the Yankees is now going to turn into a pumpkin. I was thinking that.
Yeah, so if there was a spot in the 9th inning to go to Whitlock, it would have been for Stanton, and then you take your chances against the lefties. That being said, though, Stanton had trouble catching up to the heat tonight. So I understand the decision, from Cora to stick with, the power pitcher in Chapman. Not that, Whitlock has a good fastball too, but, Chapman's obviously next level, and we understand that. So again, that was the spot in the 9th inning. Once you were past Stanton, once he blew away Stanton, you stick with Chapman and you sink or swim.
All right, we're down. 10 o'clock. We got an hour to go here. We're reacting all night to the Red Sox 3-1 win. You want to hang out, Matt?
Joe, I'll hang out. Do you want me to hang out?
I do.
I'll hang out.
You know why? Because we had 800 people watching on YouTube, and we had full phone lines. And I make our intern River work. And Skaz just listens the entire time while he's working, actually. No, he's working back there.
Skaz, you know what? Never works hard. I mean, in a guy at the station, no producer actually works less than James Scaramazino.
That's right. That's not true, actually.
He has so much help, Joe. He's got an army.
That is true. I will agree with that one. Putting in the work tonight, cutting up audio, getting us going here. We're going into the final hour. And, of course, it is brought to us by our good friends over at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit knowingandoilchange.com. You can save 50% off your next draft-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. I'm Joe Murray. We got Matt McCarthy with us for another hour here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean...
outstanding in the win, 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, walked no one, had 11 strikeouts, gave up the early home run on 117 pitches on the night. They handed the game over to Aroldis Chapman, who got the one out in the 8th, and then in the 9th inning, loaded the bases. Had 2 strikeouts in the 9th, including the final pitch of the game. Sox now lead 1-0. They play again tomorrow night. Brian Bayo on the mound for the Red Sox. Cubs 3-1 winners over the Padres. Tigers, they get a 2-1 win over the Guardians. And the Dodgers, they're out to a 5-0 lead right now over the Cincinnati Reds. Headlines, they are brought to you by Drains by James, Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining. Slow drain, clog drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports.
He got him, and the Red Sox rally from behind and take game 1 of this wild card 3-1.
How about Aroldis Chapman?
Back here on 98.5, the Sports of Carl Ravitch, I believe. Local guy, good guy.
Needham guy, I think. More importantly, Joe, Ithaca College guy. Although, actually, I shouldn't be saying that after tonight's ESPN broadcast. That was rough. That was rough in just about every sense. Not great. Not what you're looking for.
Matt, you're like me. I like to keep receipts, Just, it's just how it is. Maybe I'm petty. I know you're openly petty. I'm a little more humble than you, I would say. I mean that sincerely.
Thanks. There's nothing more humble, Joe, by the way, than you saying, I'm way more humble than you.
No. On the air, I act more humble than you do. But that's true. I guess in real life, we'd have to really kind of arm wrestle for that one. But where I'm going with this, and I hope you didn't think I insulted you.
Not one bit, Joe. Joe, there's nothing you could do to hurt me. I promise you.
Well, we have an intern. Maybe you know him. His name was Luke. He goes to Ithaca as well. And do you know how many nights he would give me crap about Yoshida? And if he was here, dude. I didn't even troll him yet. I haven't even texted. Maybe Skaz has. I haven't. Skaz already did. I haven't trolled him yet, but I just want to let him know another Ithaca guy crapping all over Yoshida, but yet had the biggest hit of the game tonight.
He did. Yoshida has come on here, no doubt about it. I didn't see it coming. Nobody saw it coming. I would like to raise my hand and say thank you to Chaim Bloom. Thank you very much.
Oh, new
Chaim.
president, you mean, of the Cardinals?
New president of the Cardinal. Don't say I didn't warn you, St. Louis. But no, listen, Joe. I mean, they're going to need stuff like this. They're going to need, because they don't have a great lineup. We understand that. We know that. Devers traded, Anthony hurt. They're going to have to do stuff like they did tonight, which is, Sogard getting to second. We should not forget, too, Rafaela working his way back in that count against Weaver and earning the walk is probably going to be the most unheralded moment of the night. He ultimately scores the tying run. That changes that inning completely. Maybe they do pinch hit for Sogard with Lowe in that spot because they're, looking to pop one over the fence. So that was a huge moment. But Joe, they're going to have to do stuff like that. Like it's going to have to be, the Masataka Yoshidas of the world, slapping a ball up the middle for this team to, ultimately, advance. And thankfully in a short series format, that's kind of all you need.
I want to take some calls here in a second, but let's look ahead to tomorrow. Brian Bayo will get the start. Historically, he has had amazing numbers against the Yankees. He's been a Yankee killer. What do you think tomorrow? Do you think he continues maybe the approach of the fastball? Do you think he tries to, his issue was that third pitch, but I think he's really found it this year. I also think the butts are going to be very, very tight in New York tomorrow. This is a huge opportunity for Brian Bayo, and I hate to bring up his contract thing. He got his contract, but imagine winning a game tomorrow like this to advance. Dude would have got paid.
No doubt about it. I mean, this is essentially the first big game that Brian Bayo's ever pitched in. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie, Joe. I mean, September concerned me. Down the stretch, Bayo was not great in the final month of the season. That being said, the thing that counterbalances that is his effectiveness against the Yankees. He's really able to target. We talk a lot about the lefties tonight, and rightfully so, because lefties, are ultimately huge difference makers at Yankee Stadium with those little league dimensions to right field. But Bayo is very good at attacking the power right-handed hitters the Yankees have low and in. So I fully anticipate he will try and do that again tonight, tomorrow night. I mean, it's not like you try and pitch these guys any differently. I mean, Crochet has faced the Yankees, 4 or 5 times this year, and he's shoved pretty much every time. So, it's not like you're going to try and go and do something completely different. I hope he's not going to try and do something completely different. He's been effective with his consistent approach of attacking those Yankees hitters low and in, all year long. That's what he's going to need to do again tomorrow. I think in some ways the bigger discussion tomorrow, Joe, is whether Jarren Duran plays or whether you put Yoshida in the lineup and you put Ref Snyder in left field. I'll say it again. That's exactly what I do if I'm Alex Cora. That's the decision to make tomorrow.
All right. You heard from us. Let's hear from you guys at 617-779-0985. Mike's in Boston. Mike, are you there? He's gone. JP in North Providence is always there. What's up, JP?
Joe, this win tonight was even more exciting than the night Matt McCarthy defeated Tim McCone. I'm telling you, heart-wrenching, it was exciting. I got 3 quick points, Joe.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Go ahead, go.
3 quick ones. I am not swearing. This is the bleep word, not swearing. Bleep Bucky Dent from way back when. Bleep the Yankees. And Matt, go out and buy that new glove you've always wanted, because tonight was the reason to do it. I want to know that you bought it tomorrow. You deserve it. Great win. It was exciting, Joe. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Those 3 things?
I think it was.
Okay. I lost count. Biggest night since McCone's win.
Yeah,
McCarthy's
win.
McCarthy's
Joe.
win.
Let's get that right.
I said it wrong. Yes, you put respect on the name. Damn it, McCarthy's win. Your tire's good. You good? Everything good?
Hasn't slashed him. Not tonight.
Just want to make sure.
Safely in the garage, Joe, away from him.
And what's this glove thing he's talking about there?
I want to go out and buy like a real Rawlings Heart of the Hide $500 baseball glove. I want to do that.
Sports, etc. Everything for hockey and more, including baseball gloves. Let's talk to Joe in Boston. Hey, Joe. What's up with all these Boston people not being there? Do the phones get knocked out tonight?
Elite Jimi Hendrix reference there, Joe. Well done.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. Going with that Red Sox in your hand. Chris is in the car. Chris, what's going on with our phones?
I mean, come on. What's going on?
Let's just try. Sean in Marblehead?
Hey, Joe, can you hear me?
I got you.
I just wanted to say I think that Alex Cora tonight completely outdueled Aaron Boone. Bringing Chapman in the 8th, it was a risky move to bring him back out for the 9th. Not used to that as a closer. And I also think that Crochet might have just had the best pitching performance in Yankee Stadium by a Red Sox since Pedro.
Okay. I didn't have a chance to look it up during the break. So let's use our mind's eye again here, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going so if we went from 03 to now, great pitching performances in New York. Definitely Schilling. Derek Lowe had a great night. I guess let's go past 04. I'm trying to Lester is who I have in my brain. You mentioned Beckett at one point.
Yeah, Beckett against Cleveland in 2007 is the one that's standing out to me tonight. Now, that's not a Yankee Stadium performance, but, if we're talking about, impact starting pitching performance, this is right up there. I mean, it's right up there in the last 20 to 25 years among the best. Now, it's a wild card series. You need to then turn around and win the series. But that was, Joe, that was as good as it gets. I mean, that is top class. That is top-notch stuff from Garrett Crochet. He carried them. I mean, he's the story of the night. I mean, that guy's a monster, dude. He's a monster.
I was really impressed. It was 100.2. I think somebody said 102. It was 100.
Fastest pitch of the season for him on his 117th pitch. where he's never gone before. So that tells you everything you need to know about his compete level, if you didn't know it already.
Matt, I have the answer for most strikeouts, but I'll big market tease it as we knock out a few more calls here. Jason is in Quincy. Hey, Jason.
Hey, boys. You guys are the best to have on right now, got to say. And going back to the broadcast you were talking about, that's kind of popped in my head because going into the ninth, I think they said it's going to be Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger coming up. And I'm thinking the Red Sox have Refsnyder, and it's just the team win, just the way that they're able to beat these guys when they have all those horses. I mean, you're not even talking about Chisholm. You're not even talking about, it's crazy. So also, Joe, I called about 2 weeks ago. We sang Creed together, and I just want to. It makes me want to sing Creed again with you guys. It's just I'm just so fired.
Well,
up.
Jason,
it's amazing.
You know how many wins the Red Sox need now to sweep the series?
Two. Wait, no, one. Oh yeah, one.
Oh, one. The only way is one.
Yep.
Sorry, Matt.
No, Joe, don't apologize for that. That if the Red Sox win didn't make my night, that just did. Maybe we'll sing higher during the break. You never know.
Let's go there. Let's bring out Brian Bayo. Let's.
Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Alex, we ask a lot of analytics questions to you about baseball, but how much would you say was just your gut with Crochet today, your baseball mind, or did you kind of know all the scenarios, or was just your gut and how he looked in play today?
I think it was him.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the stuff was still really good. At that point, he was throwing 97, 98. The previous inning was a quick one, so gave us a chance to push the envelope. In the eighth, it was a quick inning against a pocket that gave him kind of trouble early in the game, so I didn't hesitate. I told Bales he's going out, and he did his job.
In an era where pitchers almost never pitch that long, what is it in Crochet's makeup that you saw him having the ability to do that?
It started yesterday. We were joking around that for some reason our front office was in the bullpen checking something over there, and he was in the dugout with me, and I told him we should call the bullpen, and he's like, tomorrow you're going to make one call to the bullpen. I say maybe two. He's like, no, one. He's going to be straight to Chappie. I'm like, okay, I'll take that, and that's how it worked out.
What is it in his makeup that...
It's just a guy that wants it bad, to be honest with you. He was in a situation last year that he was learning how to become a starter. He got traded to become the ace. He got paid like an ace, and since day one, he's acted like that.
Back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, that was manager Alex Cora after tonight's 3-1 win. Red Sox have a 1-0 series lead over the Yankees. Matt McCarthy's joining us here. How about that? Skaz found that one. I got to give him credit because there's a lot going on after the game here, Matt. We'll have some reaction from some Yankees people too, which is funny. But they basically, he said to Cora, you're only making one call out of the bullpen tonight, and it was Chapman. And, well, Cora held his word, and Crochet did his job, and now the Red Sox have a 1-0 series lead and one game away from eliminating the New York Yankees from the playoffs. Your thoughts?
Joe, I don't need Northeast Men's Health tonight after hearing those comments. I mean, that's who he is, man. That's
Are your pants on right now? Are they on or off?
You can't see it on YouTube.
No,
I'll leave it up for the imagination, Joe. He's the difference. Garrett Crochet is the difference. To be totally honest, is this team really that much different than what they've had in recent years? Yes, they have Bregman. Yes, Story has actually given them something. They have a back end to the rotation, bullpen that is strong. But, honestly, I mean, Martin and Jansen were good for this team. It wasn't quite this, but Garrett Crochet is the difference. Without Garrett Crochet, they're probably not a playoff team. And, in the end, it's the second most important position in sports, ace starting pitcher. And you've seen it all year. You saw it again tonight. And the Red Sox deserve a ton of credit because I'm going to tell you right now, the previous regime would not have traded Kyle Teal and Braden Montgomery for this guy. They would not have. And he has completely changed the franchise. He has changed your hopes and expectations. And he has dragged this team to this point. They will go as far as he takes them ultimately, and that's enough in a short series, I think. We'll see in a 7-game series where you're going to have to start the Connerly Earlys of the world and, bullpen game it, this and that. But in a short series like this, Garrett Crochet was the best pitcher on planet Earth tonight. He's the best pitcher in baseball at this time, and that's why you won this game. That's why you're in the playoffs, period, end of story. When he takes the ball, this team wins. It's as close to automatic as you get in sports.
Matt, I know it was during the ninth inning, and there was a lot going on, so... it's the pressure situation, so it's a little hard to, give analysis. But what I was looking at when it was happening in the ninth... Chapman was pitching to Goldschmidt, foul ball, single to opposite field. It was 86 miles per hour. So he started off with gas and then kind of threw some changeups in there, sliders actually. Mm-hmm. Judge gets up there with first pitch, fastball, 100 miles per hour. And the reason why I'm mentioning this to you is I was saying it live on the air. Then here comes Bellinger. What happens? First pitch, four-seamer, 99. Then there's Stanton, right? First pitch, foul ball backwards. Then a strike. Fouls went off, strike 3 swinging. But that pitch right there, that strikeout on Stanton, that was an unbelievable split-fingered fastball.
Oh, It was nasty. And then they showed, the umpire cam, the umpire view on that, Joe. I mean, it looks like it's 101 coming in, and it just darted, out of the zone. I mean, that was filthy. That was, probably the filthiest pitch of the night, and that's saying something given how good Garrett Crochet was. That was the key at bat, as we talked about, because of the two lefties coming up. And, here's another small detail, Joe. So Jazz Chisholm didn't start the game for the Yankees. They asked him about it after the game. They said, were you surprised? And he kind of gave him well, yeah, I guess I was surprised. So there are issues in New York going on with that. But Boone then put him in the game defensively when they were down a run. So here comes Chisholm to hit against the lefty. They didn't want him hitting against the lefty at the beginning of the game. He ends up hitting against the lefty at the end of the game because their manager isn't good at his job. So that showed up time and time and time again. And once you got past Stanton, and it was Chisholm and it was Grissom in that spot, I mean, those were good matchups for Chapman. The extra run from Bregman on the RBI double gave them the cushion that they needed in that ninth inning, but it all came down to that Stanton at bat, and he got the strikeout he needed the most with the best pitch of the night.
I guess what I'm bringing up is, I'm wondering if it was a blueprint or some sort of scouting report. Mm-hmm. First pitch swing, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, and then Chisholm. I'm looking at here. It's first pitch, and then Graham had the ball, but then, but remember the fly out by Chisholm, just to bring it up? That was on a slow slider. Like, that was gas slider. It was funny. I mentioned the term "throw the gas, not the ass," and when he threw the ass on that splitter, dude, I can't get over that pitch. And then the last at bat, Grisham, by the way, has a great mustache. I talked about it all night. He kind of
tremendous.
Kind of reminds me of the guy from Super Troopers. I can't remember Ramrod. I can't remember his name. But that Grissom at bat, that guy struck out 4 times tonight. And the one that I thought was interesting was he let a slider go for strike 2 and then had no chance on the 101 for strike 3. But I have to look back. No outs, bases loaded, 9th inning at home, and you score 0 runs. How did you feel about the way the Yankees... I'll agree with Skaz because he thought maybe the guy wasn't at third base yet on the hit to score. And I also thought that maybe on the fly out from Chisholm, I know it was short, but Abreu's out there. Do you think they should have been a little bit more aggressive there, or the Red Sox just did everything right?
Okay, so 2 things about that, Joe. I thought the Red Sox, I thought they were going to catch that fly ball in the left center field gap. Again, I'll have to go back and watch it. I don't know if Duran got a great jump on that, but Goldschmidt, who doesn't run all that well, was the runner at second. He had to hold up at third. That run doesn't mean anything. Yep. And, the same way, that's the reason they also, on Chisholm's fly out to right, they don't try and score. Abreu's throw was up the third base line. He probably would have scored in that spot, but that doesn't make a difference because it's a 3-1 game, not a 2-1 game. So the Bregman double in the 9th inning changes the way the 9th inning is played. If it's a 1-run game, they're probably running for Goldschmidt in that spot, and maybe he tries to score on the ball hit in the left center field gap, or maybe he tries to score on Chisholm's fly out to make it 2 outs in the 9th inning. But that's why the Bregman hit, do not overlook how important that was.
Yes, you did say it was worth not. Yeah, I remember you saying that run means nothing during the game.
Yes, but also just the Joe Murray Research Department always working. The Yankees are the first team in MLB postseason history to load the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th, to not score a run and lose the game.
Whoa!
The first team in MLB postseason history to have the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th and not score a run and lose the game.
Unbelievable.
That is from OptaStats.
Of course, it's OptaStats. That is unbelievable.
That's bad.
How long has baseball been around for?
Joe, the American League was founded in 1901.
It's called. All right, dude, I was doing Field of Dream quotes during the show tonight.
At one point tonight, Joe just goes, and that's baseball. And he was like dead serious. He was like, and that right there, that's baseball.
They call it baseball, Ray. I went right into it.
The man's getting emotional. I mean, that's what playoff baseball does to you, though. There's nothing like it.
Didn't you miss it? Didn't you boys miss it? This is the way it should be. This is the way you should feel. Damn it.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because, Matt, you work here nights too. Like, yeah, Celtics games. The Bruins are the best when they lose. We take calls all night. It's great, right? It's just, the Celtics, if they win, we get nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is just, we're so critical of everything, and like every move is game changing. You mentioned the Sogard getting the second, the Story, the Bregman hit. I'm just bringing up the Chapman, them swinging at the first pitch. Like, what the hell are they doing, by the way? What the hell are they doing swinging at the first pitch every time? He threw 24 pitches tonight, right? I don't know. If they got a little bit more, I don't know, they turned into a little money ball there, maybe they can't use them in the next game. You know what I'm saying? That was dumb on their part tonight.
So I'll disagree with you on that, Joe, because as you said, the ass tonight from Chapman, the ass was hot. That was some hot ass. Yeah. The secondary stuff was really good for him. You don't want to fall behind that guy because the stuff is so overpowering. So what you're really doing is you're sitting dead red 101 and you're trying to smoke it. And that's what happened on those first three, hits for the Yankees in that inning. So, ultimately, the most important pitch of that inning is Stanton fouling off the first pitch because then Chapman gets ahead. When Chapman gets ahead, you're cooked. I mean, because he's got 3 put-away pitches, which is just nasty for a guy in the ninth.
Just so you know, a lot of that reaction that I just had was watching Yankees fans like Big Nick. And who's the other guy that always makes the faces? And I mean, should we do a wellness call on Tyler Milliken right now?
All I know is I'll be doing a wellness call at WFAN at about 11 o'clock tonight.
Oh, we have that. We'll save it. We'll do that on the other side. Let's take some calls, Matt. But the reason why I was mentioning the Chapman work the counts, it's not just I said it because the Yankees fans think it. So to your point, it worked out in the Red Sox favor tonight. So let's knock out a couple of calls here. Let's talk to Tim. He's in Holbrook. Tim.
Hey.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to make a point to Matt McCarthy. He said we shouldn't start Jarren Duran tomorrow. I kind of agree with what you're saying, but in my opinion, you got a guy like that who can turn a single into a triple. I think you got to have him in the lineup just in case. He's an electric factory, in my opinion.
Hey, Tim, real quick, Tim, do you think he could be a player that if they get to the bullpen, then you pinch hit for him and he can do something for you later?
I mean, if you guys going lefty-lefty, yeah, I guess you don't want to face him against a lefty, but...
All right, he reminds me of Trot Nixon against lefties, Matt. I know I'm dating myself, but... they had to use Gabe Kapler and other guys to, because he was great against righties, but they couldn't play him against lefties, and even in the World Series, they couldn't.
Yeah, so Joe, if I were to tell you, why don't you just take a guess? What do you think Jarren Duran's hitting against lefties this year? What do you think his batting average is?
Well, in my brain, my mind's eye is telling me 188.
It's a little higher. It's 211, and he's got a 600 OPS. Ooh. So, I think that's a perfect example of a caller. Fans love Duran because you're right. He is an electric factory. He can hit the ball and he can run for days. Here's the thing, though. He's not going to hit the ball. He's not against the left-handed, not against Rodon tomorrow. And, it's not the fact that he went 0 for tonight. It's the way he looked. That at bat against Fried in the 5th inning where he gets ahead 3-0, Fried battles his way back in the count and then strikes him out on a curveball up in the zone, above the zone. It was never a strike in the first place, never ended up being a strike, in a big spot in that game. And Duran just swings out of his ass at it. That tells me that that's a player who's too anxious. And ultimately is not cut out for that thing right now. So against a righty, of course he's in the game. Against a lefty, I'm telling you, Yoshida's going to give you a better at bat. Yoshida the DH, Ref Snyder in left field, and then you pinch hit for Ref Snyder with Duran when the righties come in the game.
I'm in on that one. We have an Ithaca alum on the line. His name is Eric in Cleveland. Hello, Eric.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Matt. Class of 1994 here. So anytime you want to give Ithaca College any sort of airwave space, that's great. But the reason I'm calling tonight is not because of IC, but the game tonight. It kind of two things that sort of stood out to me. One was, I don't know what Bailey, the pitching coach, said to Chapman But he was a completely different pitcher after he came to the mound and had a little conversation with him.
Good point.
Props
Good point,
to him. And then the other thing that struck me is you look at the 3 stars tonight: Chapman, Bregman, and Crochet. All
trades
came from Breslow, in the last year. So I know we're pretty tough on him, and the salary and the cap and all that stuff. But those were kind of like 2 seminal moments that kind of came out to me tonight. But great win,
Eric,
great show tonight, guys.
Great call. And listen, when you say things and do things, and the money is on the line. What else can you say? I'm still upset they didn't go after another starter, Matt, but right now that doesn't matter. They won tonight. They're a win away from sweeping the New York Yankees, and the big trades they made, the free agents that they signed, made the biggest impact tonight, and that is on Craig Breslow.
Yep, Eric's totally right. I mean, you trade for Crochet, which is not something Chaim Bloom would have done. Then you extend him $180 million for a guy who's basically never pitched before. You sign Chapman. You overpay for Bregman. And $40 million a year is an overpay for that player, but he's a big game player and had one of the big hits of the night for you. And I'll just throw this one in there too, Joe. Narvaez, who I thought really worked the count against Fried. Let's not overlook the at-bats that Narvaez had, not to mention, too, calling the game behind the plate. Narvaez has been a revelation for this team, and Craig Breslow deserves a lot of credit. Don't overlook the impact that Narvaez had on this win tonight.
All right. We got one more call. Why don't we knock him out? His name is Nick. He's in Taunton. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Skaz, can we add the that Yankee stat you just said to the choking of their 3-0 series lead and they blew it? Can we add that there?
Yeah, I think we can add it to the column. That's right, Nick. We could.
100%. I think the sole reason why we won tonight is because Garrett Crochet, that was the best pitching performance I have seen. I've been watching the Sox for a long time. I mean, I'm 31, but that was unreal. I was hailing the TV when Cora took him off like he was the king coming off his throne. That was unreal. I'm a little nervous for Bayo tomorrow because I think the Yankees have a lot of mashers in that lineup, but I think the only way they can win is when they hit home runs. I mean, we hit for contact and we have good pitching, but I think the only way they win is when they hit home runs. And we limited that tonight. Anthony Volpe, he's not a home run guy, but, he hit one tonight, but that was it. That was one bad pitch. I thought it was great.
Thanks, Nick. Matt, we'll get your reaction to that. Game 2 coming up here on the other side. We'll get a quick look at the final headline of the night. We'll tell you guys what we got going on tomorrow night as well here on the show. Matt McCarthy's here. I'm Joe Murray, and we will hear from some of the Yankees announcers and WFAN. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox take Game 1 over the Yankees tonight, 3-1 on the arm of Garrett Crochet, who went 7 2/3. He had 11 strikeouts, no walks on the night.
in the last 13 games when they played nothing but losing teams. Number two, this bullpen has been unreliable all year, and Boone played right into the bullpen again tonight. Why can't Fried, who is your ace, who you gave $240 million, who has great postseason experience, who was dealing tonight, why can't he get the bottom of the order out in the seventh and complete that inning? Why does he have to come out of the game? Why? Because he had a 10-pitch at bat to the catcher who walked? He got out of it with a double play. He'd only thrown 102 pitches. He could get the eighth and ninth hitters. Until he showed you he was done, until he at least gave up a base runner, let him stay in the game. I'm not asking him to pitch the eighth inning, but let him complete the seventh inning. Get every out you can out of Fried because he's your best pitcher. He's better than anything you have in that bullpen. And what happens? Weaver comes in and walks a guy who doesn't want to walk on a 10-pitch at bat, has him 0-2, and walks him. And then base hit, and next thing you know,
there.
Yeah.
What does he do? Like, it's way past his bedtime.
I needed more pounding of the table.
Yeah, not enough anger there. Like he was looking like the Yankees bullpen in that clip, just a little off.
Matt McCarthy with us. How'd you feel about that, Matt?
I think Mike Francesa is a better manager than Aaron Boone. I'll put it to you that way. The Yankees would be better off with Francesa, even without his fastball, than Aaron Boone. He's right, though. Fire or not, he's right. Guys, this is the way baseball used to be played, and you're better off doing it this way. Let your ace give up a base runner before you pull him, right? I mean, again, the sneaky big at bat of the game is Rafaela falling behind Weaver 1-2, 0-2 early in that at bat, and then working his way back into it and working a 10-11 pitch walk, leading to the Sogard double, which should have been a single. I mean, that was, right there, the Red Sox doing the little things to win the game. And that probably doesn't happen if Fried is in the game. And again, the emotional lift that you give a team to, after a guy is shoving the way that Fried kind of did all night, and the way that Crochet definitely did, like when you get that guy off the mound, it breathes life into a team, a struggling offense where he's going to say, okay, now we can get this guy because that guy had our number tonight. So, again, Aaron Boone, just no feel for the game whatsoever. That guy sucks at his job.
All right, before we get out of here tonight, I do want you to hear at WFAN. We'll have that for you. I've been trying to pay this off all night, though, Matt. We've been asking, or somebody asked, who has the most strikeouts and when's the last time they had a game like this? So the Red Sox record, Pedro Martinez struck out the most hitters, 12 strikeouts, Game 3, 1999 ALCS versus the Yankees. That was Pedro versus Roger at Fenway.
Yeah, it was the only game they won in that series. No, I was sitting around tonight and watching the game with our very own Alex Barth, and we were asking the question, is this the most dominant outing since, when? And that was actually one of the first outings that for some reason came to me from the recesses of my mind, was Pedro in 99 in Game 3, because people kind of forget about that. I mean, the Red Sox got their asses kicked in that series, but they did win that one game. I certainly hope that's not how we look back on this Crochet start, because it deserves better than that.
Yep, Crochet now second all-time with 11. You brought up the Josh Beckett in 07. That's third. Smoking Joe Wood did it in 1912.
Smokey Joe, baby. Smoke him if you got him.
Bill Dineen did it in 1903-11.
I remember that game well.
And then a few more here. David Price, 2018 versus Houston. He had 9.
Sneaky biggest start the Red Sox had. I think that was might have been game 2 of that series. No, that was when he started on short rest.
6 innings.
Yes, in place of Sale, who could not post. Price probably still doesn't get the respect he deserves for his 2018 playoffs.
Yep. Dice K Matsuzaka, 2008, the win over
Game
the
1?
Rays. Yep.
Game 1. People forget. I think Matsuzaka had the Red Sox had a lead in Game 7, was going to close that night because Papelbon couldn't go.
Mm-hmm. Josh Beckett, 07 versus Colorado World Series. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Roger Clemens in 86 against California. They needed him against the Angels. He went 8 1/3, 9 strikeouts. Then Nathan Eovaldi versus the Rays, 2021. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. He did it again versus the Yankees that same year, a week later.
Yep.
Chris Sale did it versus the Yankees as well. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 12 all-time playoff appearances all against the Yankees. Most strikeouts.
Yep. And simply put, they've played the Yankees a bunch, since 1999. So that's ultimately what it comes down to, in the format. And it's obviously different than it once was many moons ago, Joe, back when Smokey Joe Wood and Bill who was doing it in 1903?
Bill Dineen.
I'm sorry, Buck. I didn't have that one.
Yep. And just some other names on the list. 8 times, Evaldi twice, Sale, Lester, Lackey, Lester again, Beckett again, Pedro again. Pedro again. Tim Wakefield, 2003 against the Yankees. That would have been the start before. Would have been the start before. He went 7 innings in that series on October 13th. And
he might have been the MVP of that series if they won that series, Joe. He was that good.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to just bring up old timers will tell you Bruce Hurst in 1986 was awesome against. He did that in the World Series, 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. And then Louis Tion did it in 75 against Reggie Jackson in Oakland. He had 8. And Roger Clemens did it twice in 88 and 86. So those are some pretty big names on that list. And Garrett Crochet now second all time.
I mean, again, let's not forget, too, this was his first postseason start. And, I mean, really, you could argue the first meaningful baseball game he's played. I mean, obviously, that's a little bit hyperbolic, but work with me on that, Joe. And that's the thing. Jarren Duran hasn't played many games like this. Garrett Crochet, a lot of those guys haven't done it. Willie Abreu, who maybe we should be a little bit worried about because he did not look good in his at-bat and tried to kill Cedon Rafaela in right field. So, I'd watch for that one, too. But the point being, they're up 1-0 in the series simply because of Garrett Crochet. It's the number one reason, Joe.
Matt, let's do it again tomorrow night.
I'm in, Joe. Can't wait.
Thank you, bud. We